Y'all brothers got the notification? All right.
Shalom. First and foremost, we want to give all praises, honor, and glory unto Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahushua, Bahashem, Kakadash, and double honors unto our apostles and elders of Great Millstone, and peace and blessings to all you Wakim out there who pushing his word with all truth and sincerity, and as well as all you believers out there who believe on the gospel. And again, it's the brothers from the Great Millstone Houston camp. The Lord bless us as always with another opportunity to come out and prophesy. You see, because they look, one, everybody ain't got opportunity. First, everybody ain't got opportunity to come into the truth. How much more to take part of the ministry, man? You know how Yahushua called those servants? They was idle, weren't doing nothing. That was us in our life before we got called to the truth. We wasn't doing nothing. Well, you might have had a good job. You know, you might have was doing something, but according to salvation, according to the Lord, that's nothing. But we was all called. Because even when they was called to go work, it says they was ashamed. As such, that time we were like, oh, shame. Tripping. We ain't doing that. But now the Lord got his prophets out. He gets around 36 out. The prophets, he brought his prophets back out for the last time to prophesy, man. Get Jeremiah 28, you know, to preach repentance to our people and also the destruction to these nations. You know, and it's the same prophet that's been of old. Like he told Daniel, John Revelator, you're going to prophesy again before many kingdoms, nations, of war, evil, pestilence, so on and so forth. So brothers back in their lot doing the same things, man. But this is the last time, though. Sirach 36 slide 13.
This is Sirach, or Ecclesiastes, known as the book of Sirach, chapter 36 and verse 13. Oh, be merciful unto Jerusalem, thy holy city, the place of thy rest.
And what's mercy from the Lord? Having his word come back out. Him bringing us back to him. That's mercy, but it's going to tell us how this mercy came about. Because as we preach it, hearing his word, that's mercy in itself, man. You got it. I'm just going to tell you how you going to show mercy.
It's in verse 14. Fill Zion with thy unspeakable oracles, and thy people with thy glory.
Give them the truth back. You got it.
Verse 15. Give testimony unto those that thou hast possessed from the beginning.
Give testimony unto those. You get Revelation 14 and 4. It says, give testimony unto those, the truth, that thou hast possessed from the beginning. What the scriptures say, the prophets that have been since the world was. Right here in the end of the world, those same men who was way back then, when the world began prophesying, right? They back in their lot today. And what's going to prove, because it says, give testimony unto those that thou hast possessed from the beginning, that you can finish it.
And raise up the prophets that have been in thy name.
That's really according to the scriptures. The brother gonna get it. That's the only ones who can sing this new song. Now, although you have believers, they hear from the prophets and they go out, they can tell the people, but going into it and breaking it down, that's literally given to 144,000 men. Some in the heaven, some on earth. You got it. That's what the testimony is given to. You got it.
This is Revelation 14 and 4. These are they which
way? You start at 3 because it'll tell you. Yeah, 3.
This is Revelation 13 and 3. And they sung as it were a new song before the throne, and before the four beasts and the elders. And no man could learn that song but the 144,000 which were redeemed from the earth.
Right. No man could learn that song. So the Lord raised up those same men. He ain't gonna give him in this lifetime Barabbas. Barabbas a prophet now. You know? Nah, you know, yeah, but nah, the Lord will raise up those same men. Hey, even in their order. Because hey, what it said 1 Corinthians 15, even when it comes down to salvation, everybody go get raised up still in their order, man. You had something?
Nah, yeah,
what it said, Sister Ruby? You had that, Sister Ruby?
Go ahead.
Okay, Con, you got it?
We'll start verse 7.
Okay.
This is Jeremiah 28 and verse 7. Nevertheless, hear thou now this word that I speak in thy ears, and in the ears of all the people. Verse 8, the prophets that have been before me and before thee of old prophecies, both against many countries and against great kingdoms of, so I can read that again. Verse 8, the prophets that have been before me and before thee of old prophesied both against many countries and against great kingdoms of war and of evil and of pestilence. And that's today, man. That's the prophets of old, the reincarnation, the same prophecy here today, some of them. And as it say, every time before Yahweh do his work or make his move, he sent his prophets out to warn the people. Not just every people, but the Israelites, the so-called blacks, Latinos, and Native Americans. And the prophets are here today. Some here, some still in the spirit realm, but some, most majority here on earth today, singing that new song as the brothers had spoke about earlier, man. This truth, man.
Yep. Straight up to the same believers who believed back then.
Right.
Those same people, men, women, they will believe today, man.
Right.
You know?
And I want to say one thing, reincarnation is biblical, man.
Right.
You know, which is a stumbling block to a lot of our people, but that's what it was set up for them to not get the understanding, because like the brothers say, man, that new song, the lick is going to hear that new song, which is this word going out today, man. You know?
You got something?
This is 2 Ezra 15:1. Behold, speak thou in the ears of my people the words of prophecy, which I will put in thy mouth, saith the Most High. Because it caused them to be written in paper, for they are faithful and true.
It's true, we ain't speaking our own words either. Right? Because it said you're gonna put his words in our mouth. And it's been happening. You know, like the Lot, his sons-in-law thought he was playing. He wasn't playing, he was telling what the Heavenly Father was telling him, what the angels was telling him. Our people today, they think we playing. You know, Craig told Smokey, you run around here all day playing. You say, yeah, you know, gun when you seen him, right? Right. He telling you the Heavenly Father got judgment, man. Right. That's the time we in. It ain't the time to play. It said it's a time in the season for everything. We in the season of death, war, prophecies to be fulfilled, man, so on and so forth. Right. You know, and it's gonna get more serious as the days go on. You know, you got it out.
This is 2 Ezra 15:3. Fear not the imaginations against thee. Let not the incredulity of them trouble thee that speak against thee. For all the unfaithful shall die in their unfaithfulness.
Right.
Behold, saith the Most High, I will bring plagues upon the world, the sword, famine, death, and destruction. For wickedness have exceedingly polluted the whole earth, and their hurtful works are fulfilled. Fear not the imaginations against thee. Let not the incredulity of them trouble thee that speak against thee. For all the unfaithful shall die in their unfaithfulness.
So should we care if people don't believe us or not? Or they talk shit? No, not really. Now we got many examples. What it said in James 5, I believe. Take my brother, the prophets who have spoken in the name of the Lord. We got to go through it, man. The scriptures also say about the foolishness of preaching. We know we look crazy out here. The scriptures say we're a spectacle unto the world, man. Entertainment unto these people. But look, we ultimately know what's going to come of these things. They thought Noah was bullshitting too. They thought Noah was playing until they felt their rain. People don't believe us when we say America about to get destroyed. You think missiles just being made for just cause? A museum. So 30 years down the line, they go, well, you know, son, they was supposed to shoot these off, but now missiles gonna be used. That's how America gonna get destroyed. When John revelated in Revelation, when he said the lake of fire, that wasn't talking about no hell underground. Right. Again, the prophets got visions. They ain't specifically know what it was back then. He couldn't say, and I seen America on fire from California to Florida.
Right.
You feel me?
Because America wasn't here.
Right.
You know, they were going on what they were seeing, and the thing was made in the model time they were using for to get examples of.
Right.
You know, and that's conversation.
Matter of fact, real quick, is Hosea 12 and 10. Because they use similar tools. They like it, they done to certain things, man. So again, and he had the bird's eye view of it, right? Now, if you're on top of America looking down and it's all on fire, what America surrounded by? So if it's all on fire, what that look like? A lake of fire. Come on, man. Come on, man. Come on. America is the lake of fire, and this is the second death, as it's saying in the scriptures. That's what it is. It ain't no underground red man, because it says that death and hell will cast into the lake of fire. This society, this condition we in, hell, death, what we know as will be burnt up right here. It said it in Peter, and all the works therein shall be burnt up. That's what it's talking about. But the prophecy was similar to. You got it, Con. You got it, too.
Hosea 12:10. I have also spoken by the prophets, and I have multiplied visions and used similitude by the ministry of the prophets. So the Lord, he used the prophets to speak for him. So when we are here talking, you're not supposed to hear it as the words of men. It's the words of the Heavenly Father. And because he going to show and deliver his secrets unto his men. And we going to come and show you, thus said the Heavenly Father. All right, the scriptures also say that we are ambassadors of Yahweh Shah, mean representatives.
Come on, you good.
So the Lord sent us out to represent him, who you know is Jesus Christ, which his real name is Yahweh Shah. All right. So the Lord, he gonna show his prophets things. He gonna reveal things unto them. All right, brother. We just meditating, you know. It's like I probably you gonna hear the brother usually was here. Oh, yeah. I'm about to bring it down. Yeah. So it's like the brother Corral Bot. Hey, this brother, man, we would just be chilling, and he'll be meditating, thinking myself, hey, that's cool. Sometimes he'll call me, shoot me a text. You see, but that's the Lord,
Right. And that's how the Lord, he always worked through his prophets. Always. You know, we his mouthpiece. We just the listeners, man. He always set up his prophets. His prophets. Okay? And that's how, and we was given that heavenly gift, man, the knowledge, wisdom, understanding, to understand the mysteries of the scriptures, man. You know?
Yahweh Shah, he used similar tools. That's why the Lord say, consider the fig tree. Things that you can understand, right? So in our times, we'll read, but what we always say, how can this be likened unto modern times? You give an example of today, so the hearers can understand what that mean, what this ancient text mean for 2022 AD, man.
Right.
What this mean for us in today?
Right.
And that's breaking it down.
And as the apostle, the other apostle Torah would tell you that we know more than the prophets back then. You know, we know more than the prophets back then. Elder Apostle Torah, he mentioned one time in the video.
Right.
Because we here living in real life. So what they were seeing, like you say, similar to, they probably didn't really understand it. They just wrote the vision. But now we here and we're breaking it down and we seeing it in real time. You know, as the prophecy unfolds, man, manifests itself.
Hey, you can get that out because I'm thinking about missiles. They'll see stars falling from the sky.
Right.
The scrolls when the missiles hit the mush.
The glittering sword.
Is in 2nd Esdras 15. That's a new one I found. Even that I read it first, but I said, man, read this. Tell me what you think. It said the star and the clouds. Now the other day I sent it to y'all brothers in the chat. I was seeing a missile get shot off, and it was the exact star. Behind it was that cloud. But again, prophets gave similar tools, man. So when we read, don't read fast. A tip for studying: read slow. Think about what you're reading. What he was seeing in these times. Yeah. That's what helped each other understand what he seen back then. That meant in these times, though. So when it said, I seen stars falling from the sky, was there really stars? Because going to the chapter, read its context. It said that when Babylon was going to get destroyed and shit like that. Right. So how is it going to get destroyed by stars? No, that's those missiles. Because when you see, looked up, that bright star, right, that's that warhead coming, man.
I was gonna say, really, Howard Shaw taught you how to think like that too. Because when Howard Shaw taught, he would use similitudes and he would use metaphors for certain things to try to explain things. So you gotta use that same type of mindset when you're reading about what the prophets were talking about. Right? He said this, but we know that they ain't actually talking about that. It's talking about this. Because just like if we was to explain stuff in these times, let's say if we wrote the scrolls, but then the prophets from back then start reading, they could be like, we don't know what he's talking about. But eventually they're gonna get it, you know, they the prophets. But we was gonna use the words in our terminology in these times.
Right. Straight up. That's what they had to say. And I seen arrows flying from one side of the earth to the other. Just think about that. Could a literal arrow, I don't care if you, Jonathan King David, you're not about to stand on the west coast of Africa and shoot a bow and arrow to Miami, Florida.
All right.
That's not about to happen. Now think about how a missile look. A dart, a missile. What can fly from one side of the earth that look like an arrow to another and bring fire? Come on, man. Again, the brother said was the Apostle Harper said, we do no more than the prophets.
Yeah.
If Daniel was in the day, and I say, Daniel, we go back there, hey, Daniel, who was defeating the toes on that statue? Nebuchadnezzar, because he did say Nebuchadnezzar. Judas had to go. Why? Because he was living in that time, so he knew it. Who was a torso there? He could say, well, that was yeah, no, no. He wants to go say, well, that Alexander the Great, the Greeks. No, we know that now. It's been revealed now. Let's bring that out real quick.
This is Habakkuk 2 and 1. I will stand upon my watch and set me upon the tower.
That's hey, that's what the Lord called us seers. Seers, visionaries, man. When we read, we gotta really see what we're talking about. Apostle Paul is heavy on it, man. Think about what they writing about. But you got it, because it says he will stand upon his watch. Now, when you go into the ancient world, you literally had men on towers standing on their watch, looking out for what's coming. Now, we ain't on high towers today. How we stand on our watch? Question, that was a question. How we stand on our watch today to see what's going on? How we do that, though? Yeah, but look, go to different news articles, different clippings. Seeing what's going on, RT News, WeOn. Yeah, independent media, but this our tower right now.
Right.
You know what I mean? That's a tower right now. This is how we find out what's going on in the world, to see what the Lord will say unto us. And even that's cool, because when you want to see what somebody's saying to you, you're going to listen, right? But he said, see. I'm going to see. Read it again.
This is Habakkuk 2 and 1. I will stand upon my watch and set me upon the tower and will watch to see what he will say unto me.
When somebody says something, you're trying to listen, but he said, I'm going to watch. Because how the Most High speak? By doing things in the earth. Right. That's the second Ezra 9. If you can get that real quick, just to get how the Most High speak, man. Again, he ain't going to come down and, hey, yeah, voice of many waters, you know? No, he's going to tell you how he speaks. Second Ezra 9 and you can start that one, huh?
Second Ezra 9. Second Ezra 9 and verse 1. He answered me then and said, measure thy time diligently in itself.
And that's another thing. When you go into this ain't chapter 9, verse 1. But there was an ongoing conversation already. When you go on the end of 8, you ain't got to get it up. But if you go on the end of 8, it's just like, look, Lord, you showed me all these signs that's going to happen in Jacob's trouble. You showed me people going to die, your son, all this. Exactly when it's going to happen, though. Right. He was trying to cheat it. You know, Ezra, Ezra was curious. Yeah, but when, Lord, like, it's good with December 10, 2020. He was trying to find.
He was trying to figure it out.
He even said it like he was actually like, Lord, why you ain't keep the spirit in the future, you know?
Right.
But look, he was like, look, Lord, tell me specifically when it's gonna happen. Let's just get it. 8 in the last 3 verses. We're gonna read them. We'll get back to that Habakkuk. He's like, Lord, tell me exactly when it's gonna happen. All right, you can start at 62. Right?
Okay, Second Ezra 8 and verse 62. These things I have not showed unto all men, but unto thee, and a fear like thee.
That's the other 144,000.
Right.
Those who got the new song. Everybody want to show the secrets, man.
Like thee,
and a few like thee, because out the whole world is billions and millions of spirit. That's a few.
That's the remnant.
That's a few.
The remnant. The elect. Okay, and say, a fear like thee. Then answered I and said, behold, O Lord, now hast thou showed me the multitude of thy wonders, which thou will begin to do in the last times. But at what time thou hast not shown.
All right, so you show me what you're gonna do, but like exactly when though? You didn't tell me that. And watch what the Lord gonna tell us. This how we find out what time we're in, right?
2nd Ezra chapter 9, verse 1. He answered me then and said, measure thou the time diligent in itself.
Go look. Go look. I told you what's gonna happen. Go check the news, right? After go on Leon, RT News, and see if these things happen. And if there is, then you know it's the time I was talking about. Brothers, it's clear we're in those times that the prophets was talking about. Come on, man, you got it right. Because they tell us how the Most High speak.
Measure the time diligent in itself, and when thou seest part of the sign pass, which I have told thee before, then shalt thou understand that it is the very same time wherein the highest will begin to visit the world which he made.
Verse 3 and 4, yep.
Verse 3, therefore when there shall be seen earthquakes and uproars of people in the world, then shalt thou well understand that the Most High spakest. Call that verse 3 again. Therefore, when there shall be seen earthquakes and uproars of the people in the world, then shalt thou well understand that the Most High spake of those things from the days that were before thee, even from the beginning.
And that's the point. That's how the Most High speak. When we see these things, that's when he talking, man. That's when he talking. He said, you know well that the Most High is visiting. Visiting, man. That's how you get to, when you visit somebody, hey, how you doing? That's how we know the Lord is showing himself. But it said the Most High is known by the judgment which he brings. In Psalms 9:16. He making himself known right now. But when we go back to this, that's what Habakkuk was saying. Lord, I'm looking out in the world to see what you're talking about right now. But begin is because as what's going on, the prophets are here to make things plain to the world. We watch. The Lord got us watching, right? Doing the dirty work, so we can go out and warn the believers, man. And then they go believe, and they go, it's all conjoined in one.
Right.
But we have to make it plain upon tables for the believers. That's why it's called breaking something down.
Right.
To the least, breaking it down. To the least, I think it's common denominator. Yeah. What you got about?
This is Habakkuk 2:2. And Yahweh answered me and said, write the vision and make it plain upon tables, that he may run that readeth it.
Make it plain upon tables. So the vision was wrote, the prophecies were wrote. Now we have them today. Making it plain upon tables, it says that he may run that readeth it. In other words, when you go back into the ancient world, before you had paper boys on bikes, before you had mail trucks, you had posts. They was called posts, right? They didn't have cars and shit. Pull it to the side and put the mail in a box. Now, they heard about something, received the message, and they went running the towns telling everybody, hey, this was coming, this like a herald. That's what they did. They ran to and fro a post to tell people and warn people what the message they received. So when the Lord said here, when we make it plain upon tables, easy to be understood. Read it again, right?
This is Habakkuk 2:2. And Yahweh answered me and said, write the vision and make it plain upon tables, that he may run that readeth it.
Right, so what? You can have believers to easily understand it. Now they going out and preaching too. Now they going out and believing too. And that's how the word gets to the four corners, man. You see? That's the Lord gave the prophets that job. What it said, you probably know where it's at, with Ezra. In Ezra, when it said he took to the people and he broke things down specifically, I think it's in Ezra 8 or something.
Yeah, it's like chapter 7.
When he stood on the podium and was going over with the people, and he said he broke it down so they could easily understand it. So when we read these things, the parables in the scriptures, when we don't really understand, like the fig falling off the fig tree, the vine, right? Missiles falling, so on and so forth. You got it. Right?
This is just saying, if we don't warn the people, what would happen? This is Proverbs 29:18, where there is no vision, the people perish. But he that keepeth the law, happy is he. This is pretty much what he's saying. We're given the warning. And the people that take heed to it, they're gonna be good in the time that's coming.
You got it. I don't know you talking about. That's it. God, see what the NLT say too, right? Interesting. What you got it, right?
This is Nehemiah 8. I started 13, really. It's Nehemiah 8 and 13. It says, I started 8. So it says, so they read in the book and the law of the Most High distinctly.
Ooh, you gotta start at 13, huh? You got
Like I'm reading all the way down.
Where you at?
8, Nehemiah 8. 8. Let me go to 13.
Okay, you got it. Somebody else. Right.
Nehemiah 8 and 8. It says, so they read in the book and the law of the Most High distinctly and gave the sense and caused them to understand the reading. Make it plain upon table.
And you know what's cool? What we doing right now? Building a temple, right? That was the same time they was doing it. They had to refresh the people on the ways of the Lord, man.
It says in Nehemiah, which is the Shatta and Ezra, the priest, the scribe, and the Levites that taught the people, said unto all the people, this day is holy unto Yahweh your power. Mourn not, nor weep. For all the people wept when they heard the words of the law. It says, I jump down to verse 12, and all the people went their way to eat and to drink and to send portions and to make great mirth, because they had understood the words that were declared unto them. And on the second day were gathered together the chief of the fathers of all the people, the priests and the Levites, unto Ezra the scribe, even to understand the words of the law. That was verse 13. I'm going to go down.
Let's read the NLT version, verse 13.
This is Nehemiah 8 and 13 out of the NLT.
Because it said to go in there, they explain it in great detail. You know, and that's what he said to do. Explain it to brothers in great detail so it will be easier to be understood.
It says on October 9th, the family leaders of all the people, together with the priests and Levites, met with Ezra, the scribe, to go over the law in greater detail.
In greater detail, again. We sit here today to go over what those visions in greater detail. You see, but we can finish the Habakkuk and brothers can move on.
This is Habakkuk 2 and 2 again. And Yahweh answered me and said, write the vision and make it plain upon tables, that he may run that reading it. For the vision is yet for an appointed time, but at the end it shall speak and not lie. Though it tarry, wait for it, because it will surely come, it will not tarry.
That's the time we're in, man. Everything the Lord got us saying is about to happen. We're in those times. So these camps ain't gonna better say, well, the MOTB ain't the chip, you know? It's gonna be clear that day, this is what it is. Right. You see, they ain't gonna better say, well, Jacob's trouble is gay, it ain't gonna happen. No, we coming into those times where it's gonna be impossible to deny the works of the Lord. You know? You got some, Mark? You got it.
This is Ezekiel 2 and 3. He said unto me, son of man, I send thee to the children of Israel, to a rebellious nation that have rebelled against me. They and their fathers have transgressed against me, even this very day. And this is the same nation that we are sent to prophets of. Right? He said they are rebellious. So, hey, they've been rebellious to the Most High 2/3 since the beginning. So that's why when they hear these words, man, it's just they spirits get stirred up and they express that hate towards us because they hate the Most High. But it says, for they are impudent children and stiff-hearted, I do send thee unto them, and thou shalt say unto them, thus saith Yahweh. And they, whether they will hear or whether they will forbear, for they are rebellious house, yet shall know that there had been a prophet among them. Like the brother was saying, hey, they ain't gonna be able to say, oh, no, this ain't gonna happen, that ain't gonna happen. Because people always said that throughout time. You see, they always downplayed the prophecies, right? But hey, they all came to pass. Mm-hmm. Right, Noah, they didn't believe nothing Noah was saying. It's like, dude, you crazy? You finna go over and stiff in the party, right? We we already got this party set up, and you talking about we all about to die, bro. We not trying to hit that, bro. It's my boy birthday.
Yeah, birthday.
Yeah, that's how the people in this world think. Hey, you trying to? Yeah, like what you talking about? They still got men that have sex with women. That's all they thinking about. Right? Getting their hair done, and you talking about that this place gonna get destroyed with missiles.
Right.
You talking about a family, right? You talking about McDonald's got plenty of burgers. You talking about a family, right? You go to Chick-fil-A right now.
7-Eleven hot dog.
Yeah, so it's gonna come to a point in time when everybody gonna have them signs on their door. We ain't got shit. And what you gonna do? They gonna panic. Then that's why they gonna have to look towards the man, because the man gonna be the provider. The man gonna have to go get you what you want to get. If you step out that door, you gonna be snatched out. You gonna have a dude out here ready to get you. You've been teasing men on the OnlyFans and all that shit. Yeah, they gonna get you. You gonna see your fans in that day.
Hey, this is just backing up what the brother said. This is 2 Peter 3 and 4, and saying, where is the promise of his coming? For since the fathers fell asleep, all things continue as they were from the beginning of the creation. Yeah, because this is 2 Peter 3 and 3. Knowing this first, that there shall come in the last days scoffers walking after their own lusts. Because we see that the scoffers, they come up against the true doctrine. That's the truth. We're seeing that in the last days. These are the last days. It says 2 Peter 3 and 4. It said, where is the promise of his coming? For since the fathers fell asleep, all things continue as they were from the beginning of the creation. Like the brother was saying, like they thinking things is going to continue going on because they ain't seen nothing. Right. So they think. But things are continuously happening. They're just not paying attention. They don't understand what's going on. Or what they say? What script say? A wicked person understand not judgment. Right. Judgment is coming out every day. Right. We see judgment. We see judgment. They don't see. They don't understand.
Yeah, because the scripture say measured out the time diligently in itself. Right. And the prophets in the book, well, we set up to measure out the time. We teach the believers, so we all know, hey, all right, what time this is coming. Everybody, they can't see and understand the prophets, so to them, it's like ain't nothing happening. What you talking about? They blinded them. They said the election has attained it, but the rest was blinded. So they can't see nothing. But America progressing and getting better, right? Them being here for 50, 60, 100 plus years, that's all that they can see. Because they can't see it, but the Lord put his spirit upon us, sent the Holy Spirit to reveal all these things unto us, and that's why we able to see. He said, Yahweh said, blessed are your eyes for they see, for you see.
Straight up. That's why I said, because the brother said they got that mindset, America get better. Jeremiah 51, it says, we would have healed Babylon. Who's the we? The mindset of these people think it's always going to get better, but the Lord said it ain't going to be healed, man. This the time is finally, the lights going to cut off. Center point ain't going to come through this time, man. Right. You know what I mean? Right. The one day that next shipment ain't going to come through in that warehouse, you know? But, y'all right, you have one? Okay, you got it. Isaiah 30, verse 9, that this is a rebellious people. All right, judge. If we not here alone, but in the house, which say to the seers, see not, and to the prophets, prophesy not unto us right things, speak unto us smooth things, prophesy deceits, right? So yeah, prophets or the seers out here giving that warning, all right, letting you know what's getting ready to happen, all right, but the majority of our people, they want to hear smooth things, they don't want to hear the end of this place, all right, they don't want to hear, the kingdom of Yahweh Shah being established, all right, as the brother mentioned, they still want to have that, in my frame, we got another 30, 40 years. I still want to, live our best life. You know what I'm saying? America's not going to bounce back. If we could have healed it, we would have been healed. It's not going to be healed, man. This place is destined for destruction. All right? So, and it's not Nineveh either. Like, the Lord let them repent and kind of spare them a little. You know that? It spared them a little bit. America ain't going to get spared no more because it's already been spared. You know what proved that? Revelation 13, when it says the deadly wound was healed. One, America started off as a deadly wound, so you already on borrowed time.
Right.
It's all, you started off from a deadly wound. Now it's time to just cut you off. You got it.
And the only reason the Lord let them continue was because we had to come over here with the trials and the promises.
Right.
That's the only reason that the Lord let this man continue, because things still have to play out. The MOTB, all these things still have to play out over here at these times.
Yeah.
Even how much I said that you was going to be over here to other most parts of the earth. So it had to happen.
I was reading Micah, because I'm in Micah right now, the 4th chapter. It says how when the Lord started gathering us, it says we're going to be taken from Babylon, and from thence shall the Lord save us.
Right.
So we had to commit to fulfill that, man.
Right.
No question. I was going to Ezekiel 12 tonight. Nah, let him know. I know he had one.
This is the point the brother made. We read Ezekiel the 2nd chapter, when he say they should know a prophet going to be among them. Roughly paraphrasing. So I had this on deck. It was Amos 3 and verse 6. Shall a trumpet be blown in a city, and the people be not afraid? And in the modern days, back in the ancient days, like we were speaking on earlier, blowing that trumpet. And who was blowing that trumpet today? The prophets, man. And that trumpet is to warn you, man, about the judgment to come. So back in the ancient time, they had the towers and they blowing the trumpet. They had different type of horn for different things, but they knew the horn when trouble was coming. And that's what we're doing now, man. The prophets out here blowing that trumpet, man. This word, man, to warn y'all, man, about the trouble to come. So I'm gonna read it again. So shall the trumpet be blown in the city, and the people be not afraid? Shall there be evil in the city, and Yahweh had not done it? Because the Heavenly Father is in control of all things, man. He the one that issued out judgment, man. And he gonna continue, man. But the point in verse 7, go ahead.
Jeremiah 4:19, my bowels, I am pained in my very heart. My heart made a noise in me. I cannot hold my peace, because thou hast heard, O my soul, the sound of the trumpet, the alarm of war. So when people hear the war coming, they're like, oh shit. The men in the war, they get prepared, but you got the other people, they like, damn,
they gotta go.
they gotta prepare. They're like,
Right.
shit, they gotta run, they gotta do this and that.
Just like when we was in school, we had to do fire drills. The fire break out, this house, so they had all that. If you hear the trumpet or the war coming, you had to submit it a certain way. You probably had a little high spot they had to go in. They similar to, right?
Yeah, similar to.
No, similar to, but yeah, man. The whole point I wanted to bring this lesson out to verse 7. It says, surely Yahweh power will do nothing but to reveal his secret unto his servants, the prophets. And at the end of the day, he have his prophets out here, his mouthpiece out here, blowing that trumpet to warn you, Jakes, man. If you're gonna hear fulfill, like the brother said, man. Now the hell break loose, then you're gonna know what power was among you, man. Bring it back around.
And it's about to happen, because the brother about to get. The Lord gonna say, look, I'm done prolonging my word. Everything I said is about to happen.
Right.
This is Ezekiel 12:21. And the word of Yahweh came unto me, saying, Son of man, what is that proverb that you have in the land of Israel? Saying, the days are prolonged and every vision faileth.
What Jake, he said Israel, right? Son of man, what Jake talking about? He talking about hey, that's what you just read in Peter. Since the fathers fell asleep, they've been scoffing.
Right.
So the Lord said, oh, okay. It's our symphony, you know?
Hey, I want to say something. The latest scoffer is David Banner. Saying, ain't no Savior coming back. Why we waiting on the Savior? That nigga was sick.
Ezekiel 12:22. Son of man, what is that proverb that ye have in the land of Israel, saying the days are prolonged and every vision faileth?
Oh, every vision fell. Everything y'all been saying ain't come to pass. Hey, you think they wasn't telling that to Noah? Damn, Noah, you've been prophesying 50 years already. Where the rain at? You know, it was Jake too.
Yeah,
But at the time, they weren't called Israelites. They weren't called Hebrews, because he was before that. There was the sons of God. It was the sons of God, but it was still niggas though. It was still.
They probably fuck with him. You want me to help you?
Yeah. Probably getting a bucket of water, throwing it in the air like, oh, but come on, the same way we see niggas today, it was the same niggas back then doing nigga shit, bro.
Yeah. Mike Epps in the time.
Oh, bro.
Right,
Him and
right.
Cat Williams together, huh? Hey, come on, man. Talking big shit to Noah. Then 75 years passed. Man, we told you this shit 15 years ago,
Yeah,
Noah.
right.
Because he was going 120.
Yeah.
119. Damn, Noah. You been said that. Even 120, but look, one day they woke up. One day they woke up and felt that drop. Hey,
Yeah.
oh, and look, they're probably with their homeboy, like, man, you spent
Here come thunderstorm.
Bro, I'm telling you,
Oh.
I'm telling you, yeah, oh man. Man, look,
They had to be a thunder like.
even them drops of rain, that's what I'm saying. The Most High get dramatic. When we read it, how it was raining earlier, right? That's not the rain we talking about.
Right.
It said the Most High opened up the windows of heaven and the water was rushing in. That's not little drops we see today. Remember, everything was even big in the ancient world. Man, this shit was just pouring like a faucet, like a Niagara Falls or some shit. Shit like that. And then it said it broke up the deep, so shit shooting up, shit coming down. The earth was shaking because shit. That's why we got Pangea split up. Come on, man. That's why it was dramatic. So what you think they thought in their head, like, God, oh shit, I didn't grow old and they grew old in scoffing. That's why, because why? It may seem as if it's a long time, but not to the Lord. It's already set. Just because it didn't happen don't mean it's not going to happen. It's just set for a certain day. That's it. You got it, all right?
This is Ezekiel 12 and 23. Tell them, therefore, thus saith the Most High Power, I will make this proverb to cease, and they shall no more use it as a proverb in Israel.
That's the time we coming in. Niggas ain't gonna better talk no more shit, man. Get on comment boards, all in the videos. All in the videos. Ain't bro, making rebuttal video, you know? You ain't gonna better do that no more, man. Because why? It's gonna be in your face. In your face, and it's the law gonna put in your mind to let you know. Remember you was scoffing, remember you was talking that shit. You know, because it said too, Yahweh Shai, we gotta get it in 2 Ezra 13 when he come back. He gonna bring the remembrance of these people conscious to their mind. They gonna know what he fucked up, man.
This one, you know.
Yeah. This when he realized he done fucked up.
This is Ezekiel 12 and 23. Tell them, therefore, thus saith the Most High Power, I will make this proverb to cease, and they shall no more use it as a proverb in Israel. But say unto them, the days are at hand, and the effect of every vision.
The effect of the results of what I was telling y'all is at hand, man. Like Yahweh Shai say, even at the doors. Because really everything already set up to happen. The famine ready, the dollar ready to collapse, Esau ready to come in, everything ready. All we need is whatever event that needs to take place to kickstart everything. That's all it is, man. You see? You got it, all right.
Ezekiel 12 and 24. For there shall be no more any vain vision, nor flattering divination within the house of Israel.
Well, not just people saying what's not, but they ain't gonna better say what they think it is no more. Other camps ain't gonna better get their opinion on what they think the MOTB is. They ain't gonna better get their opinion on whether missiles real or not. They ain't gonna better get their opinion on whether Esau gonna come in like a flood or not. They gonna better get their opinion. That's what it said. It's gonna be no more any vain vision. You just talking, or any flattering divination, shit that make Jake feel good. It ain't gonna better say that no more, man. We're gonna be living in those times.
This is Ezekiel 12 and 25. For I am the Most High, I will speak, and the word that I shall speak shall come to pass.
And look, we gotta be living in those times to consider this. Yeah, what we saying been happening throughout world history. Famines, uproars of the people, earthquakes in diverse places. But it never happened on the scale it is now, where it's all happening at once. At once. So the MOTB wasn't talked about in the past, along with earthquakes, along with famines. That's talked about. Esau, he the one talked about in the past at the same exact time all this was happening. The wicked wasn't getting exposed at the same time all this was happening. So the point is, right now the Lord is speaking. Right now he's saying all these things. So guess what? We're in those times for it to happen. Because how he speak again? Through his prophets. So if we saying all these things, this the time it gotta happen, man. It gotta happen. We start from the top again on that.
This is Ezekiel 12 and 25. For I am the Most High, I will speak, and the word that I shall speak shall come to pass. It shall no more be prolonged. For in your days, O rebellious house,
In your days, the time we living in,
will I say the word and will perform it, saith the Most High.
So right now in our days, all what we've been going into, everything been laid out plainly, easy to be understood. It's clear what times we're in, Akim. Let's go. So the point is, in our days, all this information being brought out in the same generation, it gotta happen. We in that time, man. In that time. It's gonna happen at any day, and ain't gonna be no warning. Isaiah 46, we ain't gonna get notifications, the Amber Alert. Leave your houses, Esau Edom and his military coming. You know, like they just put out a PSA, New York. If your missiles flying, get in the house, run in the house, get away from the nearest window and go hide. And then it said, bro, they so stupid. It said, and if you was caught outside when the missile hit, go in the house, brush the radiation off your clothes, take a shower, and then when you get out the shower, listen in what the media telling you to do next. Get the fuck out of here, man.
Witchcraft, man. That's number X over this line. Witchcraft, man.
You shake it off, you wash your clothes. How your dryer and shit go? Wash machine. How your shower working?
Yeah, right.
And then what you? So when you get out the shower, shit burning up. You get out the shower, get on social media to see what's going on. Come on, man.
Like, if outside, man, you gonna be like on the fence, man. You gonna go into the house and just already now, bro.
How can you prepare for something that never happened?
God,
And then they said, go in the house and get away from the nearest window. But according to Joel, the 2nd chapter, it said the missiles was gonna creep into windows. Now, it's with a law, they have a missile shit, you know? Nah, what mean that wall of fire is gonna blow through that shit, man. Even if you got shit like bulletproof windows. It said the elements shall be melted with fervent heat. That's an element, man. That's an element. A window ain't gonna say you hide. Shit shaking outside of you. You getting up there on Twitter, man.
Fire getting to the house, but you in the house, but it ain't gonna come in there.
And then if you do, all you gotta do is stop, drop, and roll. Come on, man.
Nuclear fire.
Come on, man.
Why they ain't working inside of them anymore? I'm pretty sure they was running there trying to hide.
the field they call it the destroying wind. That's a destroying wind coming through, man.
Hey, in Japan, that was just an atomic bomb that went off.
Right, atomic bomb.
I got one because this was gonna happen. It's Zechariah, so you ain't gonna better go in the house if you get caught outside.
There you go.
Zechariah 14:12. And this shall be the plague, talking about the missiles, wherewith Yahweh will smite all the people that have fought against Jerusalem. Their flesh shall consume away while they stand upon their feet. How you running from that? You can't escape that. And once let's hypothetically speaking, you go in the house, you get under the bed, and you save. You still can't, no way, no how you gonna escape the judgment of the Lord. So everybody in the chariots, everything on fire in America, but you just under this long ass bed, your child bunk bed. Nah, man, nothing gonna be left on the soils of America, especially New York. You probably know all those nations got their shit aimed right at New York. That's why they was the first state in America to put out the PSA. Then you right down on the east, closer to all the other nations on the other side of the water. You know? You got it out. Oh, hold on, let me finish this. It says, and their flesh shall consume away while they stand upon their feet. Their eyes shall consume away in their holes, and their tongue shall consume away in their mouth. You got it, bro.
Like literally, like they shit go milk. Everything go milk, right? The vision that they also going to, like the vision that they had in this place, everything that they were talking about, this and that, all that shit gonna be done away with. It ain't gonna mean shit. The Lord gonna do away with everything. He said that's 2 Peter 3. He said the works and all their rank shall be burned. Everything gonna go to something. But this is Joel 2. I started at 3. It says a fire devoured before them, and behind them a flame burning. Right, you got the warheads and the missile. Then you got the transportation part of the missile with the fire behind it. It's what it's describing. It's describing the ICBM nuclear missile.
Because that fire propels the missile. You know, you got it, bro.
It says the land is as the Garden of Eden before them, meaning it's full of trees, full of greenery, all this and that. And it says, and behind them a desolate wilderness. Talking about over here in the land of America. The Lord gonna turn this place to a desert. So it ain't no way that you can prepare for it because the Lord already said everything gonna be destroyed. It says, yea, and nothing shall escape them. So ain't nothing gonna escape. You can have all the drills and do all the preparation you want, right? If missiles get shot over here, if these different armies shoot missiles on America, there ain't nothing that you can do to escape it. Right? You can forget about your 401ks, your job, your Bentley, your Mercedes, right? All this shit. And get ready for captivity for your different nations. All right? But it says, the appearance of them is as the appearance of horses, and as horsemen, so shall they run, right? Because these missiles don't have so much power in them. Nobody ain't ever felt these before. They ain't never been shot before, but the Lord gonna make them shoot them. That's how the Lord gonna show his power. Right? It's gonna be the final touch. The Lord said he gonna overdo himself when he did an ancient Egypt. What was the final thing? He did the death of the firstborn. Right? They were like, oh shit. But hey, this sounded love for the shoot missiles.
Look at some of the names you can in the scripture describe the ICBM. The waste. You know, just listen to the title of some of the titles of the name the ICBM, man. The waster.
Then it said the waster to destroy.
Yeah. So yeah, man, you gotta understand this ain't gonna be no. Oh, I see it and go. I'm going to the house and chill. I'm in the house. I'm safe. Shit. Elements. We all play out of elements.
A few more verses. Verse 5.
Since we're going to the missiles, you know, that Genesis house gonna be in the same time fire fell is. It's gonna happen to this new Sodom and Gomorrah scripture. You got it right.
It says, like the noise of chariots in the top of mountains, they shall leap. Like the noise of a flame or fire that devour the stubble, as a strong people sit in battle array. And that's referring to the missiles. Right? It's not actually talking about people. Right? Because this is the scripture is called the missiles, the Lord's army. It says, before their face, the people shall be much pain. So when they hit these things, you gonna hear them coming. These missiles, and it ain't gonna be shit that you can do. So they're gonna be panicking, having a heart attack, this and that. Because it's gonna be already shit that's going on the planet Earth, man. Too much shit. They were like, God damn, the missiles coming in. You got the Lord over here, you got the Leviathan over here. You see that? That's like shit. That's why Amos 5 speak about when you right from the serpent and you escape and you're gonna be caught by something else, this and that. Yeah, it's gonna be too much shit going on.
Hey, you said you're gonna heal. When John revelated in Revelation, I think it's Revelation 9, when they were shot off, he said, and I heard the number of them break.
He said, hey, think about it. All the you don't hear it. All the missiles get shot up like that in unison.
And the element with a great noise.
It says, all faces shall gather blackness. They shall run like mighty men. They shall climb the wall like men of war. They shall march everyone on his ways, and they shall not break their ranks. Hey, he said they shall run like mighty men. They shall climb the wall like men of war. Like, hey, because when you climb over the wall, hey, the city through.
Right.
The city through. There's nothing you can do now. You might as well get up out of it. It said the missiles are going to breach the defenses on everything. It says, and they shall march everyone in his ways, and they shall not break their ranks, meaning that these missiles are going to hit their target. Right. The Lord got specific destinations where he wants these missiles to hit. Yeah, right. And they ain't going to be flying and then bumping into each other, blowing up. No. Yeah, it said, neither shall one thrust another, they shall walk everyone in his path. And when they fall upon the sword, they shall not be wounded. What they're talking about, fall upon the sword? They're talking about these missile defense systems that they got. Everything they say they're gonna have, or we're gonna have these countermeasures, this and that. Nah, you think you're gonna be able to do that, but the Lord gonna make the missiles shoot break straight through that shit. Right. The Lord is the one that's gotten them because this His Spirit is in those missiles. Right. It says, they shall run to and fro in the city. It says, they shall run upon the wall. They shall climb upon the houses. They shall enter in the windows like a thief. You see? Like a thief. Hey, because the scripture said it's going to come in like a thief in the night. It's going to catch you. Like, if a man in his house, somebody break in, well, they ain't breaking. They come through the window. They slide it up, or whatever. They get in there. You in your bed, you done. You done what that was? Player Club when they came up to him and Bernie Mac $1 bill. It's that time. It says the earth shall quake before them. The heavens shall tremble. The sun and the moon shall be dark, and the stars shall withdraw their shine. So it's going to be a dark day. That's why I said the day of the Lord is nothing nice. Yeah, so these people be looking for the day of the Lord. This is what the day of the Lord entails. Right? And these people ain't even been doing what the Lord been telling them to do through us. We telling you what the Lord requires of you. And you're not doing it. And you talking about something, you ready for the Lord to come back. How that work? It says, and Yahweh shall utter his voice before his army, because this is the Most High approaching this place through the missiles. Because at the end of the day, it's the Most High is going to have the last loud. Right? You can say all you want to say about the Most High this, the Most High that, right? Or Yahweh Shai ain't real, it don't exist, none of this. The Most High going to show you who he is, and you going to fear that name.
It's titled Yahweh of hosts, meaning army, man. And that's part of his army, man, them thermal missiles.
And that's to show you the missiles will be shot off the same day Yahweh Shai come, because it said the Lord go come, and the whole time he's been talking about the host of missiles, right? Yahweh Shai, the angel, and the missiles come at the same time, right? All that's coming at the same time. That's why it's going to be scarcely saved.
And the laser beams from the chariots can't begin that neither, man. The laser beams from the chariots.
Let's go.
Always on take place.
Hey, because the Lord got armies, bro. He got men, he got the angels, and he got the missiles. So you see, you're gonna have the missiles, you got the angels, you're gonna have, with your house shot, you're gonna also have the men that got the spiritual power.
Right. And you got a navy with Leviathan in the water.
Bro, so the Lord is gonna unleash on this place, bro.
Right.
I'll finish it off real quick. It says, for his count is very great. All the missiles that's gonna be shot over here, man. All right. It says, for he is strong to execute his word. For the day of Yahweh is great and very terrible. Who can abide it? That's what Ezra said. Now, what I'm gonna do in this?
Right. Well,
Not knowing that he's under the elect, but shit, he's seeing what he's seeing in the vision.
Right.
And we're gonna have to live through them time. Ezra back at this time too, he's gonna have to live through it. But hey, you're the elect, you're gonna be good.
Malachi, what is for it was. For behold, the day cometh that shall burn as an oven, and all the proud, yea, and all that do wickedly shall be stubborn, and the day that cometh shall burn them up, said Yahweh, Lord of hosts, and it shall leave them neither root nor branch. All right. Hey, brothers going into it, man, part of their days, they thermal destruction. All right? You know what I'm saying? It's going to completely burn this place up, man. Mainly here, Babylon the Great, America. All right? There's other places of the earth going to get hit as well. All right? But, yeah, man, that day coming, they're burning as an oven, man. All right? So that going into that heat, man. All right? That is. And it's spiritual. We started off with that lake of fire, and this is what it's coming to now. We gonna go into that account with Sodom and Gomorrah. Because when you go into that, the same thing that happened during the days of Lot, the same thing that's gonna happen today. The Lord sent fire and brimstone down straight out the heavens. Today, modern time, he just put that inside of a missile, right? Inside of metal. Yep. And he gonna send it down now. Same thing, even on the spiritual side of it. You see? Let's get that first, which I wish I said.
This is St. Luke chapter 17 and verse 26. And as it was in the days of Noah, so shall it be also in the days of the Son of Man. Verse 27. They did eat, they drank, they married wives, they were given in marriage until the day of Noah entered into the ark. And the flood came and destroyed them all.
Right, so hey, again, just as the days of Noah too. You see, but it also go say Lot, you got it.
It say likewise, verse 28, likewise, also as it was the days of Lot, so like the days of Lot, they did eat, they drank, they bought, they sold, they planted, they build.
In other words, going about their day-to-day life, living carelessly, just like these Americans thinking nothing gonna happen. They was doing it every day. All those shit was happening. The angels came, gave a warning, Lot gave a warning, but they were still doing what they did. Noah gave a warning, still doing what they did. Brothers out here giving a warning, people still doing what they doing. It's gonna happen the same way, man. You got it?
St. Luke 17:29. But the same day that Lot went out of Sodom,
Hey, check that out, because look, as we get this account, we're gonna go back and forth from how this likened unto us being in America today. Even that, the same day Lot left out of Sodom, the same day the missiles go fall. The same for us. The same day those missiles go fall, the same day we go leave out of here, man. You got it?
but the same day that Lot went out of Sodom, it rained fire and brimstone from heaven and destroyed them all.
Right, and that's why Romans 15:4, the things that was written aforetime was written for our learning. This is the same thing we about to go through. You know, hey, let's get it. Genesis 18, because the reason judgment was brought on Sodom and Gomorrah because they were doing too much. The Lord said their sins have reached unto heaven. What other place did He say? Yeah. Let's get it, huh? What other place did He say it about? Let's start with Sodom first, because again, the same thing that was going on with Lot will be as in the days of Yahweh Shah.
This is Genesis 18:20. And Yahweh said, because the cry of Sodom and Gomorrah is great, and because their sin is very grievous, I will go down now and see whether they have done altogether according to the cry of it.
Right, trivia question for young brothers. The Lord said the wickedness of Sodom and Gomorrah is great. He said, I'm going to go down now. We're going to read it anyway, how He came down. But He said, I'm going to go down now and see what they've been doing. Read it again.
This is Genesis 18:21. I will go down now and see whether they have done altogether according to the cry of it, which has come unto me. And if not, I will know.
How did the Lord go down and check on Sodom? Angels. Why y'all thinking so many chariot sites? Checking again. Before the destruction, He's sending angels to check again. Scouting it out. Same thing with the Tower of Babel. He said, I'm going to go down and see what send angels down, man. The same exact thing happening. That's why we seeing so many chariot sightings, because before they came, they had to report it was wicked. Next, they told Lot, they gave Lot the message, go tell people, and he went and told them, but next the destruction came. So the reason they went down is to check. That's why we seeing so many chariot sightings. The angels checking right now. They coming down, but what's next? Destruction. Destruction. You gotta live on that. Yeah, you can read 22.
This is Genesis 18:22. And the men turned their faces from thence and went toward Sodom, but Abraham stood yet before the Most High.
So the angels, they went down to check and scout out Sodom. We can go to chapter 20, verse 1. Right? So the angels on their way.
This is Genesis 20.
Matter of fact, let's get that. Revelation 18, real quick. I said America says reached unto heaven. And because I want to make the point on it. You can start. What is it? It says reached unto heaven. Okay, you can start at read 2, so we know we're talking about this Babylon the Great. Okay. The saints reached unto heaven again. Just want to get that point.
This is Revelation 18 and verse 2. And he cried mightily with a strong voice, saying, Babylon the Great is fallen, and become the habitation of devils, and the whole of every foul spirit, and a cage of every unclean and hateful bird.
So we're talking about Babylon the Great, which is America. Now watch what it's about to say about it.
Jump down to verse 5. For her sins has reached unto heaven, and Yahweh has remembered her iniquity.
Right, so the same thing in these times, man. The angels sent to Sodom because the Lord remembered this. Not remember, He knew them, but it was too much. It reached that limit to where it couldn't go on no more. That's what He told Noah. Hey, look, Noah, it's too wicked. Niggas doing too much. He had to send a destruction. Let's get it out. 19:1.
This is Genesis 19:1. And there came 2 angels to Sodom at evening, and Lot sat in the gate of Sodom. And Lot seeing them rose up to meet them. And he bowed himself with his face toward the ground. And he said, behold, now my lords, turn in, I pray you, into your servant's house and tarry all night and wash your feet. And ye shall rise up early and go on your ways. And they said, nay, but we will abide in the streets all night.
Right, so Lot, he seen the angels coming. And then to tell you, Lot he was a leader because he was at the gate. He was waiting at the gate. You know, back in the ancient world, that's what the heads, the leaders, he was waiting right there at the gate. You see, but he seen them coming in, bowed down, like, man, look, he knew who they was. He felt it in the spirit. But they're like, look, come in my house, I'm going to take care of y'all. But their whole mission of being there now, we got to watch. We send him for judgment. Let's get it, all right?
This is Genesis 19:3. And he pressed upon them greatly, and they turned in unto him and entered into his house, and he made them a feast and did bake unleavened bread, and they did eat. But before they lay down, the men of the city, even the men of Sodom, compassed the house round, both old and young, all the people from every quarter.
Both Sodom and Gomorrah known for rainbow. There was rainbow flag supporters. You see, on the front of their house, they had a rainbow flag, but that's what they was into. Now, what else Sodom today? You get Revelation 11 and 8, because there's another Sodom today doing the same exact thing. America doing the same exact thing as Sodom and Gomorrah. But you had the men of the city compass Lot house, because that's to tell you the angels had to be handsome. Because everybody ran up from the corner like, now we seen them men go in your shit. Where they at?
Skin glistening and shit. Says skin from the body glistening and shit.
Right, swole, tall, you know, and that was Hamites too back then. Yeah, you know, the angels look like Jake.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But you got it out.
Revelation chapter 11, verse 8. And their dead bodies shall lie in the streets of the great city,
Which is America.
which is spiritually called Sodom and Egypt, where also our Lord was crucified.
So we're in that spiritual Sodom. Now the way the actual Sodom went out, the spiritual Sodom going the same way. You got it, right?
This is Genesis 19:5. And they called unto Lot and said unto him, where are the men which came in to thee this night?
Hey, beating on this window, Lot, where they at? You got it?
Bring them out unto us, that we may know them.
Well,
And,
good.
Right.
It's tripping.
and like you said, old and young.
Old and young. Today, you got old and young. You got little children want to change their sex. Desmond Amazing. God, little nigga Desmond Amazing. Little 8-year-old stripper, little white boy. Come on, man. D-Wade, dog. Yeah, D-Wade's son. See? Old and young. What you at?
Always niggas is out there with their son. That was like that.
Oh, supporting them and shit, huh?
Right. He with it. He said, and Magic Johnson said he don't have a problem with his son.
Oh, they was out there.
He just came out with
Judge Mathis.
He's defending his son now, so yeah.
He was a judge.
This is Job 1. But Job 1 and verse 7. Even as Sodom and Gomorrah and the cities about them in the like manner, giving themselves over to fornication and going after strange flesh.
Being with men, women with women. Shit, animals, I'm sure. That's him, huh? That was him. You got it?
They say, I'm gonna read it again. Giving themselves over to fornication and going after strange flesh, are set forth for example, suffering the vengeance of the eternal fire. And we know what they're gonna come by. We've been talking about it. But I just wanted to bring it out to back it up that, you know, Sodom and Gomorrah was known for their fornication and going after strange flesh.
And look, the Lord took them out for that. America doing that and way much more. Way more.
You seeing recently?
Man, way more. Huh? You see? You got it, bro. So the angels, they beating on a lot shit. Right, open the door now. They just said a lot look through the people. They already got an eye in that shit. Look at it.
They gonna do
Come on, Lot. Genesis 19 and 5.
Boy said they could pass the house. Even if he had a back door, you can't go back there.
That's why I had game plan. You go over there, and we gonna go over here. And bro, niggas is bro. Why is it wickedness?
It's gonna get to that point though. Here, Zion always said it. It's gonna get to a point. We seen enough. This brother Yagadaga come when he was in Dallas. These rainbow flag supporters gonna get even more bold. They getting more laws passed for them. You can't tell them shit. They will get even more bold, just like this. And that's when the Lord gotta act. The Lord gonna have to act when his men get affected by that shit, man. When they get too close to his men, because he would have been he ain't destroyed until they came too close to Lot, man. You see?
Probably gonna have to,
God, this is Genesis 19 and 5. And they called unto Lot and said unto him, where are the men which came into thee this night? Bring them out unto us that we may know them.
As they talking about, we may know them, asking what's their name, where they from, what's the favorite color. Oh, y'all tall, y'all play ball? Nah, because Lot gonna tell them, don't do so wickedly. It ain't wicked to get to know somebody, right? They was talking about know them just like, I think Jacob brought Rachel in the tent and he knew her, had sex with her. You see, that's what they talking about. They weren't talking about just, man, what's up, dog? Where you from? You knew I am. Nah, because Lot gonna say, why y'all trying to do that wicked shit? You got it?
This is Genesis 19 and 6. And Lot went out at the door unto them and shut the door after him and said, I pray you, brethren, do not so wickedly.
Now look, hey, he over there like crap, shut it like that. Look. Hey, brother, chill out. Look. Yeah, look, don't do that shit, man. And look, you got it.
Visionaries, man. You got a visionary, man.
This is Genesis 19 and 8. Behold, now I have 2 daughters which have not known man. Let me, I pray you, bring them out unto you, and do you to them as it is good in your eyes.
Man, this man was willing to let they said the whole city. Man, I got 2 daughters. Have it. He was willing to give his daughters up. It was a time like that. Willing to give his daughters up.
They would have said he was wicked. Niggas today.
Right.
They ain't even want the daughters.
Tell you they was big rainbow flag supporters. Saucy Santana. Righteous. That nigga was down. You got it out.
This is Genesis 19 and 8. Behold, now I have 2 daughters which have not known man. Let me, I pray you, bring them out unto you, and do you to them as it is good in your eyes.
And he said, do what you want to my daughters.
Only unto these men do nothing. For therefore came they under the shadow of my roof. And they said, stand back. And they said again, this one fella came in to sojourn, and he will needs be a judge.
That's a John.
Sojourn.
Because Lot wasn't from there.
Yeah.
So what they were saying, because remember, he just went there. They don't tell you how long, months, years, right? But it could have been that long because him and Abraham just split. Him and Abraham had just split. I don't know exactly how long, they don't give a timeline. But he wasn't from there. He was just staying there. Because Abraham said, which part of this land you want? He said, man, we're going to the city. Right. We're going to Sodom. Lit. Right? His wife wanted to hit the metropolitan. Metro. You know? She wanted to go stunt. Rodeo and shit. Right? But, where you at? It said, it said Lot came into sojourn because they about to get on like, nigga, how you gonna tell us what to do? You ain't even from here. You think you a judge? Who are you to tell us we from here? You know?
They probably already had contentions with Lot because they say Peter 2 talking about Lot was vexed every day. So Lot would probably he wouldn't fuck with him. He wouldn't fuck with him.
And they're probably hating on him because he had it. Lot had it.
He had the great substance.
Yeah, he had it. Lot, bro. In order for you and your uncle to split up because y'all got too many servants, too much cattle, you got it in the open field. Come on, bro. They had a lot of stuck on them, had the biggest house on the block. You know, Jake today, they hate LeBron and shit. You know, you got it out.
It says, I'm gonna start from the top. This is Genesis 19 and 8. Behold, now I have 2 daughters which have not known men. So like 9. This is Genesis 19 and 9. And they said, stand back. And they said again, this one fella came in to sojourn, and he will needs be a judge.
Right. This nigga think he.
You don't know how they get it down around there.
Yeah. That's not a told him. There's a new sheriff in town looking at me.
He said,
worse than you. Right. But really, what they talk, they was gonna gang rape Lot. Because what they want to do to the angels? Know them.
You got all of them. I think they're going.
Come on.
It wasn't finna get. Man, it wasn't finna be like, oh yeah, he just lying and y'all get back. No, they was trying to. They all wanted to do something. That's why they all was standing right there, passing around the house.
Yeah.
Well, the Lord had to do something about that. Like, nah, shit can't go on.
That's what I'm telling you. But when they get close to the Lord, man, that's when they go have to act. Hey, when the enemy come in like a flood, then the Lord go lift up a standard. This is an example of a standard being lifted.
That's not my anointing.
Boom.
Right.
Reading on, it says, and they pressed sore upon the man, even Lot, and came near to break the door.
So look, they remember he was back on the door. They pushed him so much, they was coming in, not trying to grab him. He fighting them off. But the door was probably about to break down. What the angels had to do, all right?
But the men put forth their hand and pulled Lot into the house to them and shut to the door. And they smote the men that were at the door of the house with blindness.
Gotta tell you how wicked these niggas is. What you about to say?
Bro, just think about that. Think about being in the house, bro, and it's a gang of them niggas outside trying to break in. Like, nah, we want you. Bro, that's a scary sight, bro.
Yeah, because Mom probably almost got in there and answered clue.
Right.
Those shit like that. Hey, scarcely saved. See, scarcely saved. You know what I mean? But watch how wicked these niggas is, because it said the angels smote them with blindness, right? So now they blind.
He says, both small and great, so that they worried themselves to find the door.
They were still trying to get in. Niggas is blinded. Angels blinded them. It said they still wearied themselves trying to find the door. You ain't want them angels that bad. You. Nah, fuck, buddy. Come on, bro. You blinded.
You can't even see,
Bro, look, man. Come on, all right?
They gonna get a little.
It says,
gotta add.
this is Genesis 19 and 12. And the men said unto Lot, hast thou here any besides son-in-law, and thy sons, and thy daughters, and whatsoever thou hast in the city, bring them out of this place.
And that's the time we in. Hey, Jeremiah 51 real quick. And 6, when it said, flee out of the midst of Babylon, deliver every man his soul. That's the time we in. Because we see how wicked it is. We got the warning through the Lord, right? Through the Holy Spirit. That's the same way the Lot getting the warning. He telling them, before this happened, remove yourself. Whatever you got, remove it. The same thing for us right now. Before all this happened, we need to spiritually disconnect from this place. You got it, bro.
Jeremiah 51 and verse 6. Flee out of the midst of Babylon and deliver every man his soul.
Right, every man his soul. Ain't talking about literally get on a plane and go to, Ghana. So no, everybody in the world will be going through it. It said every man his soul. You see, first repentance, that's what it started with, and then following the ways of the Lord, man. Not being caught up in this place, because again, that's why Lot's wife turned back. She didn't separate herself. Her cares was still inside of Gomorrah. Right. See? And she probably knew some of them out there. You got it, all right?
And deliver every man in his soul, be not cut off in her iniquity. For this is the time of Yahweh with vengeance. He will render unto her a recompense.
That's what the angel said. This is the time of the Lord's vengeance. Right. You got it, all right?
This is Genesis 19 and 13. For we will destroy this place, because the cry of them is waxing great before the face of the Most High.
And they showed themselves, because remember, the angels will send out a check it, see what was going on, and they proved the Lord right. The same thing here, the Lord knows what's going on, and it's still getting worse. It got to come. It proved the Lord right. So he said, look, it's time. It's time. You got it, God.
And it says, and Yahweh have sent us to destroy it. And Lot went out and spake unto his sons-in-law, which married his daughters, and said, up, get you out of this place, for the Most High will destroy this city.
Right.
But he seemed as one that mocked unto his sons-in-law.
So they took him serious.
No.
They repented and left with him?
No.
They thought he was playing. What we was talking about earlier. Jake think we playing.
Yeah.
Jake got that smoky spirit on him.
Right.
The big word.
Yeah.
He think he
Most high, yeah, I'm shocked.
telling you, man. Think he playing. The Lord ain't playing. Telling you, it's hey man, look. Let's see what it's saying in NLT. I'm just curious. What the first that is? Genesis 19. I'm just curious. But he tried to warn his sons-in-law. They thought he was playing. Same thing from show y'all brothers. Us, we try to warn family members, our homeboys. They ain't take it serious. But guess what? Just because they thought he was playing, did not Sodom and Gomorrah still get hit with fire?
This is Genesis 19 and verse 14 in the NLT. He says, so Lot rushed out to tell his daughter's fiancés, quick, get out of the city. Genesis 19, chapter 19, verse 14 in the NLT. He says, so Lot rushed out to tell his daughter's fiancés, quick, get out of the city. Yahweh is about to destroy it, but the young man thought he was only joking.
Only joking. So they ain't take him serious at all. At all. Like, only joking. But I'm going to get this precept real quick because they said the same thing in Ezra, or Esdras. It's the same person. This first Esdras 1 and 50, it says, nevertheless, the God of their fathers sent by his messengers to call them back.
Right.
Repent. It says, because he spared them and his tabernacle also. It says, but they had his messengers in derision, clowning us. It says, and look, when the Lord spake unto them. Now, how the Lord speaking to his prophets? So they looked at us, they seen us, you know, but this is what they did. It says, but they made a sport of his prophets.
Right.
A game. It was a sport, a game. They thought it was a game. They thought we joking. They think we joking, man. Far from it. We dead serious. You know, brothers ain't, yeah, we, you know, joking here. Brothers dead serious when we talk about this, though, man. This the word of the Lord that speaks. Again, no matter how long it's going to take, it's still going to happen. But we for sure in that generation, though. Come on, man. Yes, sir.
2 Chronicles 36-15. And Yahweh power their fathers sent to them by his messengers, rising up betimes and sending, because he had compassion on his people and on his dwelling place. So the Lord sending his prophets out, he having compassion on you. Right? He's showing his love. It's like, hey, repent, so you're going to taste of his wrath. Right. But they mocked the messengers of the Most High and despised his words and misused his prophets until the wrath of Yahweh arose against his people, so there was no remedy. So the Lord is sticking his hand, I have compassion. And they're like, man, nah, fuck that. Talking shit. Right? So Lord, like, God, like, damn, all right. So you deserve the judgment. It says, until the wrath of Yahweh arose against his people, so there was no remedy. So it ain't gonna be no way to escape what the Lord is bringing upon you, because it was a place of repentance open unto you. But hey, you despise the prophets. You heard the words that they were saying, right? Which really is the words of the Heavenly Father and His Son, and you ain't want to hear it. You start making fun of thinking it was a joke. Then the Lord gonna laugh in that day. You see through His men when it's time for you to suffer.
That's right. And it said they mocked until the wrath of the Lord came. That's like Isaiah said. He said, Lord, how long they gonna be blind? The Lord said, until the cities be wasted without inhabitants. So niggas gonna be blinded to that day. I'm sure they won't. When Lot's son-in-law seen that fire and brimstone, they ain't take him as a joke, did they?
Yeah, right.
You know you fucked up, right?
Yeah.
This is Genesis 19 and 15. And when the morning arose, then the angels hasted. Let's read 14. Yeah. This is Genesis 19 and 14 in the middle, at the letter end. But he seemed as one that mocked unto his sons-in-law. But when the morning arose, then the angels hasted Lot, saying, arise, take thy wife and thy 2 daughters, which are here, lest thou be consumed in the iniquity of the city.
Right, even right now, we in haste as well. Time short. We gotta hurry up and hasten and get the word too. Make sure we right with the Lord too, because the city about to get destroyed.
The
great city.
No, this I just want to quote that the scripture says, redeeming the time because the days are evil. And that's what you're saying, man. There's no time to play, man. You know, because these prophecies is coming, man. And we can see it, man. We see the build up like Elder Apostle Gabor like to say the grass is. We seen the build up, man. And, hey, if you here for beer, man, that's one of my favorite, I like to say, because we know 2/3 of these niggas ain't gonna leave. You know?
Even at the Passover, the night of it, because that's the night destruction came. how we had to eat our food in haste. We got to eat our food in haste too. Two right now. You got it.
Genesis. Genesis 19 and 16. And while he lingered, the man laid hold upon his hand and upon the hand of his wife and upon the hand of his two daughters. And Yahweh being merciful unto him, and they brought him forth and set him without the city.
It's cold. Because who took Lot out the city? The angels. What Matthew 24 says. Yahweh shall the sound of a trumpet, he gonna send his angels to gather together his elect. The same thing gonna happen. I feel like, and then it was really like they teleported. Because it said the verse above, he told them hurry up. But they was lingering. They was bullshit, probably trying to grab shit as much as they can. Man, shit, fire already coming. You just ain't probably hit the earth atmosphere yet. Fire coming, the angels had to take them and bring them out the city. They ain't say they ran through crowds. They ain't say they ran through the gate. They were just out the city already. In the twinkling of an eye, right? In the twinkling of an eye, they was ticking up.
This is Genesis 19 and 16. And while he lingered, the man laid hold upon his hand and upon the hand of his wife and upon the hand of his two daughters. And Yahweh being merciful unto him, and they brought him forth and set him without the city.
They took him out the city. Teleported, in other words. Right. Twinkling of an eye, you outside of the structure. You got it.
It says, and it came to pass when they had brought them forth abroad that he said, escape for thy life, look not behind thee, neither stay thou in all the plain, escape to the mountain, lest thou be consumed.
And you know what's heavy too hard? Yahweh Shai said, he that endureth unto the end, the same shall be saved. This shows how important it is to endure unto the end. Right. The angels grabbed Lot, his two daughters, and his wife, and was brought out the city. She was down. Right. She was out the city already. In other words, she had the truth. She knew the way. She was good. Yeah, because it said he showed her mercy by doing that. Right. She made it to the end. Let's read on. Right? It says, right.
You did too, bro. I remember brothers going into that about the angel took them out. They ain't just grab everybody. They run it through the city. Nah, they
have a coup.
They did something, bro. They showed their power and got them up out of there. And she seen all that, bro. She still. Sure. I got something about it.
I got my Birkin bags.
Birthday's coming up, right? We had reserved the promise section.
State 48. Ruth Chris. She was Ruth Chris. Sure, man. You got it. But look, she was brought out the city, but the Lord took her out. Watch how important it is. Speaking to my soul, first and foremost, man, to endure to the end, man. Man, because you see niggas today, Deshaun Jackson come to mind. This nigga broke a 99-yard run, the touchdown right here. He flipped, and the ball fell on the one. Right, he got to the finish line. He couldn't go do it, though. Right, she ain't go through it. You got it out.
Genesis 19 and 18. And Lot said unto them, oh, not so, my Lord. Behold, now thy servant hath found grace in thy sight, and thou hast magnified thy mercy, which thou hast showed unto me in saving my life, and I cannot escape to the mountain, lest some evil take me, and I die. Behold, now this city is near to flee unto, and it is a little one. Oh, let me escape thither. Is it not a little one?
Right. So Lot was like, go ahead,
and my soul shall live.
Right. So Lot was pleading with the angels because he got at the city. Like, look, I want to go on the mountain somebody. Because remember, he ain't got his servants no more. Remember, he was solo now. He didn't have his servants, probably guards. He was out the city by himself. He didn't want to go into the mountains. He asked the Lord to go into a little country town. You got it, out.
This is Genesis 19 and 21. And he said unto him, see, I have accepted thee concerning this thing also, that I will not overthrow the city for the which thou hast spoken. Haste thee, escape thither, for I cannot do anything till thou be come thither. Therefore, the name of the city was called Zor.
So the angel said, Lot, we can't do nothing to the city until you be brought out, right? What that remind you of? Revelation 7. The destruction can't come until the elect be sealed. The same thing. You see, it's the same thing. Hold back the destruction till those be sealed. He couldn't destroy the city until Lot was out of there. Hurry up, Lot. Same thing for us. Look, come on, man. The Lord ain't gonna destroy it till all his elect sealed, man.
I had that thought.
He had the thought. It said the Lord knoweth how to deliver the righteous. He was one of them. He was one of them.
It says, this is Genesis 19 and 23. The sun was risen upon the earth when Lot entered into Zoar. Then Yahweh rained upon Sodom and upon Gomorrah, brimstone and fire from the Most High out of heaven.
So the same day Lot left, the same day that fire came, for us, the same day we gonna leave, scarcely saved, the fire gonna be coming, man.
Revelation 11, we said they come up village.
Matter of fact, let's end it off on that, all right? Let's end it off on that. You got it. You can start at 8 since it mentions spiritual sound, but let's finish that out.
This is Genesis 19 and 25. And he overthrew those cities and all the plain and all the inhabitants of the city and that which grew upon the ground. But his wife looked back from behind him and she became a pillar of salt.
She didn't make it. So everything, Sodom, Gomorrah, what it was, Zebulun, Zoar, right? All 5 cities got destroyed, but Lot escaped, man. And the twinkling of an eye too. But that's what's gonna happen for us. We can end it on that Revelation 11, man. So we got how it was in the past. Modern times will happen the same way.
Also, too, just real quick, so like how it says, and all the inhabitants of the city and that which grew upon the ground, is all the elements, everything was destroyed. All the elements.
Right, fact. Matter of fact, yeah, keep reading 27, 28. Because look, Abraham was standing on the cliff looking, and you would have said Revelation 18. When America get destroyed with fire, the smoke will go up. Everybody will see it, right? That's Abraham see the smoke. Same thing.
Right. They don't see it when the bar away.
2022 AD is the same shit. Like, what's going on?
It said that which grew upon the ground, like talking about the plants, the grass. The Lord took all that. It's like he gonna do the same thing with America. It's like you said, it was a garden of Eden before the mission. Then it's gonna be a wilderness.
Right.
Everything that grew, all of the plants and all that shit, there ain't gonna be none of this shit.
Right. It's gonna be like a desert out.
This is Genesis 19 and 27. And Abraham got up early in the morning to the place where he stood before the Most High, and he looked toward Sodom and Gomorrah and toward all the land of the plain, and behold, and beheld, and lo, the smoke of the country went up as the smoke of a furnace. And it came to pass when the Most High destroyed the cities of the plain that the Most High remembered Abram and sent Lot out of the midst of the overthrow when he overthrew the cities in the which Lot dwelt.
Come on, man. So Abraham seen a fire. Just like America, these nations gonna see Abraham seen the smoke going up.
I mean,
What you had though?
Revelation 11. Revelation 11:8, it says, and their dead bodies, like you were speaking about Abraham, he seen the fire and everything. You know how they look at the chariot, they gonna look down, they gonna see America on fire. It says, Revelation 11:8, and their dead bodies shall lie in the street of the great city, which spiritually is called Sodom and Egypt, where also our Lord was crucified. Right? They jumped down to verse 12, and they heard a great voice from heaven saying unto them, come up hither.
Hey, just like Lot was taken up by the angels, the same thing will happen to us at the spiritual side of it. Got it?
It says, and they ascended up into heaven in a cloud, and their enemies beheld them. Excuse me, brother. It says, in the same hour was there a great earthquake, and the 10th part of the city fell, and the earthquake was slain of men 7,000.
So just like Lot was taken out that same hour the missiles came, well, fire came, we're gonna be taken out the same hour, right? But let me get this, because this how it happened too. Revelation 18 and 17. For in 1 hour, so great riches is come to naught, and every shipmaster and all the company of ships and sailors and as many as trade by sea stood afar off and cried when they saw the smoke of her burning. Abraham saw the smoke of her burning, saying, alas, alas, that great city, for in 1 hour wherein, and they cast dust on their heads, crying, weeping and wailing, saying, alas, alas, that great city, wherein we were made rich, all that had ships in the sea, by reason of her causeness, for in 1 hour is she made desolate. That's gonna be by fire, man. Those missiles. The Lord said, his sword gonna fall on Basra and Idumea.
Right.
That's right here. Again, that's that second death.
Right.
That's the second death, which is the second Sodom, man. You know.
All right. You can really get that. They decided to tell.
This is Matthew 24, verse 1. And Yahweh Shah went out and departed from the temple, and his disciples came to him for to show him the buildings of the temple. And Yahweh Shah said unto them, see ye not all these things? Verily I say unto you, there shall not be left here one stone upon another, that shall not be thrown down. And that,
Because it was the time of 70 AD. That's when the Romans are gonna come in and sack the temple and everything. They're gonna come and destroy everything. Right? The Yahweh Shah, that's what he's going into 70 AD in this chapter. But also he's gonna go into these times that we live in. All right, he's talking about 2 time periods. Right?
all right, this is verse 3. And as he sat upon the Mount of Olives, the disciples came unto him privily, saying, tell us, when shall these things be?
So they wanted to know, like, damn, like this is something serious. So, you can't just say. No, you can't just say stuff like this, say stuff like that, and the disciples hear that, they like, damn, like, what is he talking about? Can you please go into it, Lord? All right, explain to us, like, tell us what we gonna have to look for, like, when exactly is this gonna happen? This is what they want. They want to know the right answer. When exactly is this gonna happen? Tell us. And Yahweh ain't get them no exact time. But you tell them what to look for and everything.
I'll make a point. Because just like the time, when you're speaking of the disciples of Yahweh, right? They were like, this the time you're going to come to restore the kingdom? They were ready for it to happen. Sometimes like we be vexed, we be like, man, we got to get up out of here, So it doesn't matter how they was feeling, how we was feeling too at the same time.
Right,
But we don't know though.
It ain't meant for you to
Right, it ain't meant for us to know.
You gotta endure to the end.
Down to the end,
If
right?
you know the exact time, you got people trying to get in line.
Right.
That's why the Lord ain't want to do like that. If you knew the exact time,
Yeah, they gonna do that.
if you knew the exact time, how the Lord gonna come like a thief in the night?
Right, cuz.
To the last minute to get work.
Yeah, right.
Last week, that Sunday going into the Monday.
Hey, boy.
It says, and what shall be the sign of thy coming and the end of the world? And Yahweh Shah answered and said unto them, take heed that no man deceive you, for many shall come in my name, saying, I am Mashiach, and deceive many.
Right, you're gonna have people claiming, that they in Yahweh Shah, right, saying that they was anointed of the Lord to teach this gospel, teach this word. They out here deceiving. They using the truth as a cloak to do their wickedness, right? To get money off of the people, this and that, right? They just wolf in sheep clothing, like Yahweh Shah said.
So, verse 5, for many shall come in my name, saying, I am Christ, or Mashiach, and shall deceive many, and ye shall hear of wars and rumors of wars. See that ye be not troubled.
So you're gonna hear wars and rumors of wars. This nation talking about what they gonna do to this nation, or we got this missile, and this missile can reach over here to this landmass in this amount of time.
Right.
That's that war talk, right? You got the whole Russia, Ukraine, the United States. But it's brewing up.
Right.
It's nothing that you can do to pacify it. It's just gonna keep getting worse and worse and worse, because the Lord is the one that's working on the minds of these different leaders to do what they do.
Right.
See, the Lord making Putin do all the things that he's doing. You got the people in America looking at Putin like he just the worst dude ever. You ain't seen nothing yet. You ain't seen nothing.
They be looking at these other leaders. I'm like, bro, do you know the leaders of this country?
Right.
The founding fathers, right? Abraham Lincoln. Jacob praised Abraham Lincoln.
Right.
Andrew Jackson.
Right, the Indian killer, bro. These are the niggas that you should be angry at.
Right.
And you know why people fall asleep at night too? With those rumors. Because they just think that's what heaven. He'll let a rumor come, but nothing happened from it, right? It's
Right.
just a news article. And they'll fall asleep because they nothing happened. What people fail to realize, the rumors is just a build up to the actual event.
Right.
That's it. So it ain't just for naught. It's building up to it. But Jake, man, we heard that last week. Something new with Putin, something new with Ukraine.
Right.
But eventually, it ain't gonna be rumors no more. It's gonna be the real deal, man.
Right. It's like it's gonna be something. These days they're gonna be getting into it. But I dial down a little bit, right? But eventually something gonna be said and done. So no, we can't tolerate this shit.
Right.
We have to go to war.
By measure, have you measured the times?
Yeah, you know, we gotta do something about this. You see, because everybody in these different countries, man, they trained up ready for war. You know how them Russians be training.
Right.
Boy,
And they don't have not one woman. So I don't believe. I'm just quoting. I don't think they have one women in their own. I don't believe it. If they do, I'll be, I'm some of them do. Okay. Well, I'm gonna take that back then.
but America let the little weird community get in their army too as well. So
That's generals and shit.
Right.
Yeah, you got a general who are transfer.
Right.
I had a precept for you. I put it by the kings. It's Proverbs 21:1. The king's heart is in the hand of Yahweh. As the rivers of water, he turned it whithersoever he will. So as the brother was saying, these different nations, the leaders of these nations, they ain't making their own decisions. The Lord making them make these decisions.
Right.
A good example in the book of Daniel, dealing with I think Cyrus, when Yahweh Shah like telling Daniel, look, I had to go. I was working on the mind of him. Him and Michael, the king of Persia, his mind strong. So we had to work on it for a while to do the will. The same thing the Lord doing today. So when Putin come out talking some hot shit, guess who making him do that? The Lord making him do that. When Biden flopping after he give a speech and turn and shaking, reach his hand out to shake air or some shit or say some dumb shit, the Lord making him do that, man. All for the point of building up wall.
right. It's like when it says about the Lord have his counselors in the heavens. When you got the angels on the left side and the angels on the right hand side, and the Lord want a specific thing done. Right? The Lord, he'll send his angels. The angels will say, okay, look, I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna do that, I'm gonna do this. Right? And it be performed, just like what King Ahaz. He's in the lion spirit amongst his prophets. Right?
Hey, real quick, y'all know what Exodus 15:3 said?
Exodus 15:3.
Yeah, it says both sides are man of war. Yahweh is his name. Going into the both sides controlling this scenario, man, with these other nations. We said in Zephaniah, it said that it's his determination to gather the nations, and to have that clash, man. So it's all being done by the will of the Most High Power.
Right.
He's a man of war, man. So these wars and rumors of wars that people may take lightly, hey, it's gonna go around, man. World War III is written in the scriptures, man.
Right.
That's all a part of prophecy. Yes.
This is Joel chapter 3:1. For behold, in those days, and in that time, when I shall bring again the captivity of Judah and Jerusalem.
Right, he's talking about the Lord taking us out of captivity. So he's basically talking about the end. Right, so in the end, in this time, this is what's about to happen.
Verse 2, I will also gather all nations and will bring them down into the valley of Jehoshaphat.
Right, Yahweh Shabbat. Right, so you said in the Hebrew, the valley of decision, or Yahweh's judgment. He's bringing all these nations down into the Levant, over there in the Middle East, right? Over there in that area to judge them. So they're going to be going to war with each other. But ultimately, the Lord is coming back to exterminate them.
Right.
2 Ezra the 13th chapter speaks about the Lord turning them to dust. Right? So they're going over there just for judgment. And the Lord going to tell you why he's doing it.
and will plead with them there for my people and for my heritage Israel.
Right? So he said he gonna plead with them for my heritage Israel. How he gonna plead? Right? Hey, Isaiah 66, 15. Let me see. Isaiah 66, 15, 16.
This is Isaiah 66 and 15. For behold, the Lord will come with fire, and with his chariots like a whirlwind. Isaiah 66, 15. For behold, the Lord will come with fire, and with his chariots like a whirlwind, to render his anger with fury, and his rebuke with flames of fire.
Right, them chariots, like Zechariah 5, talk about them the chariots entering the house of the thief. Right, the Lord is coming to express his anger through putting people to death. All right, he gonna come show his power to the planet Earth and put people in fucking fear. All right, shit, even we gonna be scared, but we ain't gonna be scared like them. Right. But hey, we gonna be scared. We gonna be like, damn. All right, because this ain't nothing that we have seen in our lifetime, but we gonna know who it is doing it.
Right. Verse 16. For by fire and by his sword will the Lord plead with all flesh.
So Joel 3, he said that he was gonna plead with these different nations, but he said by fire and the sword, that's how he was gonna plead with them. Right? So the Lord's coming back to do damage to these nations, and he ain't playing with them. The Lord is gonna pay these different nations back for us. We ain't gotta do nothing. That's why your whole shot said, hey, look, wait on me, bro, until I return, until I rise up and straight. Look, you ain't gotta do nothing, man. Just teach this word, and I got the rest. All right, Yahweh Shai is gonna handle all that. All right, our big bro coming. All we gotta do is this. That's it. All right, we ain't gotta be out here trying to start a revolution. All right, or we gonna come up against the government. We gonna protest. We gonna do this and that. No, the judgment has already been written. Right. We know what the judgment is. We just gotta wait on it and have patience. All right,
And that's the point I wanted to bring out. That we're going to the word plead. Both of the pleads, it's shapat, mean to judge. So the brother was just going in there. The Most High come back to judge for us, man. You know, the elect, man, he gonna come back and do the judgment for us.
Yeah, I like to go into that the controversy of Israel. You know, all of what's been happening to us.
Right.
We've been saying we not the Israelites. The Lord come and bring all that to the forefront.
Right.
He come and talk. Let's talk about it.
That's all. Yeah.
Let's talk about it.
I'm coming here to plead for my elect. What's going on?
Second Ezra 13. You know.
yeah, we got strangers and shit in our land.
Right.
Boasting themselves to be us. Right, making their little temples in there. You know, walk around with the little priestly garments. Right, which that ain't nothing. We gonna show you what a real priest look like.
What the scripture says, a bastard dwelling in eyes.
Yeah, we gonna show you how you really supposed to be in that land. We gonna show you the glory of an Israel. Cause y'all ain't that. You see, y'all ain't got the flavor like Jake. Y'all just said ye are the salt of the earth. Ain't no salt over there. You probably got some Israelites amongst them. It's like, because we know that Israel is scattered everywhere, right? But all of that will be revealed in this time.
Right.
I think that was it.
Jeremiah 4:7. The lion is come up from his thicket, and the destroyer of the Gentiles is on his way.
Woo.
He is gone forth from his place to make thy land desolate, and thy cities shall be laid waste without inhabitants. All right, so that lion is Yahweh Shai. Right. All right, the destroyer of the Gentiles, man. All right, so he's coming back with that sword and judgment. All right, he's gonna get you out, man.
That's the line of Judah, man. Line of Judah.
You got it up.
This is Joel chapter 3 and 2 again. I will also gather all nations and will bring them down into the valley of Jehoshaphat and will plead with them there for my people and for my heritage Israel, whom they have scattered among the nations and parted my land.
Right. Scattered them amongst the nations.
put us in slavery. You done all type of shit to us, right? And then you took the land. All right, you just over there dwelling like nothing happened. No, the Lord don't forget. In the book of Ecclesiastes, the 3rd chapter said the Lord required that which is past. The Lord remembers everything. The Lord ain't letting you get away with that. It was just a punishment unto us. All right, but the Lord used you to do it. And you're gonna get a judgment for that. The Lord made you do something that he hates just so he can destroy you. And punish, but he just punished us. That's it. Because whatever you were doing to us was not for our destruction. They talk about that in the book of Baruch. But you came in your mind like you actually was gonna destroy us and do something.
Right.
But hey, you can't diminish the Israelites. You can't destroy the Israelites, because if you do that, hey, the Lord even said, hey, that as long as the sun and the moon and the stars and all that is existing in the heavens, the Israelites gonna forever be his people. He always gonna be.
Right.
All right. You can't make them depart out of the heavens.
Verse 3, and they have cast lots for my people, and have given a boy for an harlot, and sold a girl for wine, that they might drink.
All right. So in slavery, we was looked at as just property.
Right.
All right. When the earth was given unto us for our possession, all right, we the rulers of the earth. And these nations, they was really our inheritance. Right? So they looked at us as we were pieces of shit, but they really the pieces of shit. Right. So, hey, you're gonna have to pay for that. We all gonna remember, hey, everything that you have done unto us in slavery, all of the jakes everybody had to suffer by your hands, Esau, Edom, so-called white man, it's all come back into memory.
Right.
And we gonna have fun, boy, with your ass. All right, that's the revenge that we waiting on. The revenge to where we can take revenge and not have to go to jail. Yeah, get penalized because of this man's law. We gonna have our law instead of, so it's gonna be righteous judgment. It's righteous for you to recompense tribulation under them that trouble you. That ain't nothing with it. Ain't nothing wrong with that in the eyes of the Lord.
The Lord say, do to them double what he did to us.
Yeah.
The Lord said he gonna put his anger in us.
Right.
He know everything that happened to us.
Right.
Come on, man.
Fall with all spirit, man. He knows.
You can get that too. It's like Ezekiel 25, starting at 12 to 14.
Ezekiel 25 and 12, thus saith the Lord Yahweh, behold, because that Edom had dealt against the house of Judah by taking vengeance, and had greatly offended and revenged himself upon them. Therefore, thus saith the Lord Yahweh, I will also stretch out my hand upon Edom, and I will cut off man.
You can read all that again.
Ezekiel 25 and 12. Thus said Yahweh power, because that Edom had dwelt against the house of Judah by taking vengeance, and had greatly offended and revenged himself upon them.
Right, so this nigga revenged himself because he know what happened in history. How we got the birthright, right? The blessing from Isaac, right? The man been having hatred.
Right.
See, he said, hey, I'm gonna kill my brother Jacob.
Right.
That's what he said. This is your brother. What you mean? Right? He getting coming in the same spirit as Cain.
Right.
And that spirit has not went nowhere. You think Esau just, he just a changed man. No, that spirit, just like they say the spirit is subject unto the prophets, we come back doing the same thing, right? We come back, the righteous come back being the righteous, and the wicked come back being the wicked.
Right.
Generation after generation, this man remained the same, and he shows it.
Perpetual hatred. You got to it.
It's continuous. The Lord put it in him to be like that.
Right.
It ain't going nowhere because he was created to do that.
He said he hated Jacob because of the birthright.
Right.
Today, your average Edomite might not know Jacob, Israelites. They hate us because what came with that birthright? Being a special people.
Right.
Something different was about us, right? They see that today, and that's what really pissed them off.
Oh, yeah,
They know what's up. Now, they at least know we got the birthright. That's why they really hate us. But these people on a day-to-day, they hate us because they know there's something special
Right.
about it, bro.
And just simple sports. Just seeing us in different sports. They knew it's just something special about it. Like, I can't believe, I forgot that the sports guy with Michael Jordan that dunked. And he said, look at him, he's flying. Wow. You know, it's amazing them like that. These people we had in slavery before, they could just be, and they just great people. They can see it. Like you were saying, huh?
Hey, so you gotta be that. I was about to say, yeah, even before King, in the garden, the serpent, he was hating.
Right.
He says through envy of the devil,
There came
That
God
was-
came into the world.
that was
Look,
being hated.
Adam that was shining, right?
Right.
It was perfect because we was keeping the laws without the tables that we just kept.
Right.
But they seen that, the nation seen that, felt played, serpent. Do this.
Right.
You know, you could be independent. Right. They was hating and they came at us. But even way back in the garden, y'all
Right.
just got it.
That's that same
like,
spirit.
just like in my job, you know, I be dealing with customers and shit. I was dealing with this old human. It's my first thing this man said to me, he'd say, "Hi, how you doing? Morning, nice to meet you." You know, I can't get 30 years, right? I'm like,
Accused of the brother.
Yeah.
why are you coming at me like, why you coming? I give a fuck about R. Kelly.
Yeah.
That's the first thing you say to me, R. Kelly. I'm like, damn.
Like that affect every nigga, every Israelite or something. Like that affect every Israelite.
Like y'all just supposed to just drop down and
Yeah.
start blowing.
Yeah, oh, yeah, I heard about it. Not Kelly.
Ricky Garvey.
Not Kelly.
You keep going to that.
Ezekiel 25, in verse 13. Therefore, thus saith Yahweh Power, I will also stretch out my hand upon Edom, and will cut off man and beast from it, and I will make it desolate from Teman.
Yeah, this place, America is gonna be destroyed, right? Only desert, like I said, Revelation 18. Only desert-like creatures are gonna do a little bit. The Most High is gonna destroy this man's habitation. He gonna have shit, right? And we gonna take his land when we get him. Everything that this man had ownership of, he gonna lose it all. Like all of the riches and the gold, he coughing all that shit.
That devil gonna lose it in 1 hour, man.
Because it belongs unto us.
Right.
Right? All of these things that these different nations got, it said that they shall bring the forces of the Gentiles to come unto thee. This is what the Lord said.
Right.
So we're gonna get everything. All right.
Yes.
I will make it desolate from Teman, and they of the dead shall fall by the sword, and I will lay my vengeance upon Edom by the head of my people, Israel.
Right, because they always, you got people that say, oh, the Lord hates. Y'all ain't gotta hate him more. The Lord gonna do it. Yeah, the Lord is gonna do it, but how he gonna do it? How he gonna express the hate? Right. He gonna give the power to his people, right? And let us express the hate, because we the ones that dealt with the pain. We the ones that dealt with the stress. Right? Motherfucker paying all these bills and shit. We gotta deal with the fucking weirdo community. It's so much vexation here. We gonna let all that shit out of you. It ain't even just the shit you did in this kingdom from back then.
Right.
Right? We gonna have like spiritual powers. We gonna be able to feel and to know what you have done. Right? We gonna be able to know how you felt in the thoughts that you thought against us. Yeah, all right. And we gonna express that on you.
And just to back you up, because how did the Heavenly Father express his anger on us? By using Esau.
Yeah.
Right.
It says his sword, or the wicked, which is his sword,
Right.
he expresses anger on Israel by using the so-called white man. So when he expresses anger on Esau, he gonna use us.
Assyrian, my whooping stick.
Boom.
That's it. You know, he used him as Esau as the whooping stick to us, man.
Jeremiah 51:20. Thou art my battle axe and weapons of war, for with thee will I break in pieces the nations, and with thee will I destroy kingdoms. Right? Going into Yasharala, Israel, man. All right, we're gonna be you know what I'm saying, wreck your shop along with Yahweh Shah the angels, man. All right, we're gonna have our vengeance on these damn heathens and our main adversary Esau Edom, man. All right. As the brother had mentioned earlier, the Most High is gonna put his anger, you know what I'm saying, in our spirit, man, to go even harder than what we think we gonna do. Yeah, bro. That was it.
This is Baruch chapter 4 in verse 25. It says, my children, suffer patiently the wrath that has come upon you from the Most High.
All right, suffer patience. Man, look, take that shit to the chin, bro. 'Cause it's all good. We deserve. The Lord said, hey, we receiving, you know, less than what we deserve for our sin. We deserve death. All right, so the Lord ain't putting you to death, man. You still here. You catch your hell, deal with that shit.
Hey, and also the wrath that we receive, a lot of that comes from our enemies who are over us. You know, they show no mercy towards us. And it's finna explain it. It says, for thine enemy hath persecuted thee, but shortly thou shalt see his destruction and shalt tread upon his neck.
So it said, thy enemy have persecuted thee, right? But it says shortly, meaning, hey, Yahweh Shah said, hey, behold, I come quickly, right? But Romans 13 and 11. Salvation is near the we believe. So salvation is close, destruction is even closer.
Revelation 12 and 12, you got a short time.
So shortly, these things are gonna happen because as soon as this man try to come out and do what he want to do, the Lord gonna go stand up for us. Right? It speaks about Michael, right? Coming down and standing up for the children of thy people. So the angels are gonna be down here because we gonna need the heavenly host down here to protect us from the things that this man gonna have. Because he got some shit, bro, that he ain't even released to the world. Esau like that. All right, they do shit in secrecy. And be studying things down to a T. He said, hey, behold, they're wiser than Daniel. Right? The Lord then gave this man all of the technology and shit that he got to, so he can be puffed up in his mind and think that he is God. It's like he puffed up Pharaoh. He puffed up Pharaoh thought he was the shit. Like, man, who is your house? That I should serve him. Right? But at the end, he made Pharaoh submit. Right? Esau is gonna submit. But he gonna submit to be in captivity, then he gonna be exterminated.
Hey, I want to stand corrected on that. I had you quoted when you.
What you talking about? You got it.
Okay, that's it. I had said it wrong. I just want to quote to get it right. Isaiah 10 and 5. O Assyrian, the rod of my anger, and the staff in their hand is my indignation. Let's go into the modern day Edomites, the Assyrian. You know, when you go into read Isaiah the 10th chapter, but I just want to stand corrected on that.
Mhm.
I said.
Verse 26. My delicate ones have gone rough ways.
My delicate ones. Hey, we were meant to go through that, just like it says Jeremiah 49 and 12. You got short that.
Jeremiah 49, verse 12. But thus said Yahweh, behold, they whose judgment was not to drink of the cup, and was surely drunk.
I surely drunk because you can see it each and every day. Seeing our people, man, all on the street, bugged out, right, sleeping on the concrete. Bro, we are royalty. Right? All the things, watching these slavery movies, that should be bringing anger and tears to your eyes. Right? Like, bro, this actually happened. Being on those slave ships, bro, and piled up and know how long the trip is gonna take. It says that Jacob's pissing on each other, throwing up with each other, right? Couldn't breathe. The Lord said, "I shall toss thee like a violent ball into a large country." Talking about being on them ships.
Hey, it was so bad. You had Jake that was willing to jump overboard.
Yeah.
Issues about sharks, right? Hey, and they brought out how the trail of blood. Hey, you have sharks that still swimming that pathway to this very day.
Right.
You had some jigs trying to starve themselves.
Right.
What Esau do, because you know they was trying to, that shit died right down them ships. What Esau do, he'll take some, hit their front teeth, break their shit, put a funnel on their mouth, and pull the shit down their mouth.
Mm-hmm.
You know, shit like
Break
that.
up a nation. He did that shit. Shit like that. I cried when I see that shit, bro. Shit.
Goodbye Uncle Tom. That one get, y'all ever see that? That one get graphic. It'll show you for free. It's on YouTube for free. It's called Goodbye Uncle Tom. They go into detail. Detail on that one.
The brother just brought the scripture out earlier when he say selling the boy for a harlot. We're going to it. They would have them little kids and everything. They show you all that shit.
Hey, just hey, this devil got a lot of paper to pay for.
Yeah.
Jeremiah 49, verse 12. But thus said the Lord, behold, they whose judgment was not to drink of the cup have assuredly drunk. And art thou he that shall altogether go unpunished?
So I done brought all this shit upon my chosen people. I judged them for their sins they committed against me. And you committed even greater sins, the shit that you doing on the planet Earth, right? You think you just gonna escape because you the one that did it to them. Right? So you think you just gonna escape, but it ain't gonna happen to you.
It says, thou shalt not go unpunished.
No way. No fucking way. In your court system, you set it up to where you go unpunished for the things that you do. Your court system and your laws are set up to where you can bypass all of that shit. Right? Your people come in there for offenses that they should be, put to death for, right? And they go free. But they come in and do the same shit. And you keep them for life. They got 3 life sentences.
Right.
That ain't right. They always had a Bible up in the courts. You ain't following nothing in the scripture. The scripture don't ever say, get that man 2 life sentences. No, the Lord ain't like that.
And Jacob be lucky to make it to jail or he'll get gunned down. Shit.
Real quick, Habakkuk chapter 1, verse 4. Therefore the law is slack, and judgment doeth never go forth, for the wicked do it compass about the righteous. Therefore wrong judgment proceed. Right? So showing you that this devil doesn't adhere to the law, statutes, and commandments of the Most High. So there's certain laws how to deal with certain situations, and he does it the complete opposite. And the law is slack in this society. The law, Yahweh Shah, because the wicked are at rule, man. All right.
He said the Most High is not in all his thoughts.
Right. Hey, he saw all his ways are grievous, man.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
That was there on Jeremiah.
Let's look. It says, thou shalt not unpunished, but thou shalt surely drink of it.
So you gonna drink of that cup. Deuteronomy 30 speak about the curses going on in different nations. The curses going on our enemies. It's like when you go into the parable of Lazarus and the rich man. Hey, they traded places. Right? Lazarus speaks about Lazarus full of the sores, right? And wounds. Isaiah the 1st chapter speaks about that. Right? We got wounded because of our disobedience toward the Heavenly Father. Right? It said the daughter licked his soul, these different nations, how they got these businesses profiting off us. Right? But then it says that, that the rich man lifted up his eyes in hell being in torment, meaning that in the condition that he's going to be in when he's in captivity, he's going to be looking for forgiveness and mercy. But you ain't show no mercy. In the book of James said, he that show no mercy shall have judgment without mercy. Ain't going to be no fucking mercy. You got it.
This is 2 Thessalonians 1:6. See, it is a righteous thing that the Most High to recompense tribulation to them that trouble you.
So it's a righteous thing for them Father to do that. So they always uphold the Bible, do this and that. So why we can't get paid back, against Esau?
Right.
You got the so-called justice system. Well, let's get justice on you.
Right.
Right? If you can't do that, then you ain't no true judge. You ain't no true king. Right? That's why you're gonna be overthrown by the true king Yahweh. He said, hey, when I come back, there's gonna be many crowns on my head. Right? Hey, because he speaks about the beast, the 7 heads and the 10 horns, and had crowns upon those heads. The Lord taking all that. Get that up. Just like King David put that crown on his head of that Moabite king. Yeah, he killed him, he put it on his head. And why did he do that? So like, this is my shit.
Yeah.
Why took your ass down?
Took your ass down.
It says Psalms 110. It says it's a prophecy about Yahweh Shai, just to add on to what the brother said. is at the end of Psalms 110. It says, "The Lord at thy right hand shall strike through kings in the day of his wrath." That's those many crowns, man.
Right.
You know, shall strike through kings. And I think it mentioned in hell. What you got about it?
The Hebrews, you don't.
This is Lamentations chapter 1 and verse 21. It says, "They have heard that I sigh. There is none to comfort me. All mine enemies have heard of my trouble. They are glad that thou hast done it." And this is Jeremiah talking about how the enemies the enemies rejoice at our downfall.
Right.
And they, just like in Revelation 11, they sent gifts to one another.
Yeah.
Right.
They were happy.
Happy.
They sent the slaves, you know, this and that, right? And we got them. The children of Israel, right? We have got them. That's why when you read the
Psalms 83.
what's that? The Ark of Titus. They had on their Judea captive. I believe that was on their coin. But the Ark of Titus, they got the a picture of them taking the things out of the temple.
Yeah.
See, they had a coin on it that said Judea captive, Judah captive. Right? We got these things.
Right.
You see?
Esau, Babylon, temple was burning, race it,
Race it,
yeah,
right.
burn it down,
And they actually burned.
burn it down.
Yeah.
They, bro, I wouldn't be surprised because they said they didn't want to actually burn it, so they was doing more than what the Babylonians were doing.
For sure, that temple, that was the first one, right?
Yeah.
And the second one, 70 AD. So Esau had a part, all our temples
Right.
falling. The first one, they burnt it. 70 AD, they destroyed it and burnt it again.
Right.
And who gonna be the one coming after the spiritual one? Esau, Edom coming like a flood.
The scripture say, remember the Edom for the day we were going through our calamities, roughly paraphrasing. And that was part of it when they were racing.
Yeah, he just
We were going through it. So them bastards always was one of our downfall.
In Lamentations, Amos said, "For one transgression and for two transgressions in Edom, I will not turn away the punishment." So if Esau did one thing, so the Heavenly Father won't go turn away the punishment. If he did two things, but this nigga did shit that reached unto the heavens, so it's
Right.
really over for you.
Right.
It's really over for you, man. You got it, right?
Right, this is the third temple. The Lord had to switch things up, right? This is spiritual. It's spiritual now. You can't run in and do what you want to do. All right, but you can keep going. You still got some more stuff.
Lamentations 1 and 21 again, it says, "They have heard that I sigh. There is none to comfort me. All mine enemies have heard of my trouble. They are glad that thou hast done it. Thou will bring the day that thou hast called, and they shall be like unto me." Like y'all going into recompense. Hey, the Most High brought this on us. He allowed it to display to the enemies, right? But the day is coming where Jerusalem shall rejoice and tread upon their necks, like we brought out in the 4th chapter.
Days are gonna be turned to their rightful place. You're gonna be on the bottom. All the different nations are gonna be at the bottom. Because you got these different nations, they still in rulership wherever they at.
Right,
You know,
right.
you be overseeing everything. They still be doing what they doing because hey, they really don't give a fuck about you now because they got missiles. So in your kingdom, you got these nations doing whatever the hell they want to do. Nah, in our kingdom, everybody gonna be subject unto the laws, that shit, the commandments of every father.
Right.
You gonna either keep these laws or you out of here. Right? And they gonna keep, but they're not gonna keep it perfect because we gonna be the perfect. Right? It's gonna we gonna have to teach them the law because we gonna have a new covenant with us.
That's like the elder brother Aram in Birmingham. You know, in Isaiah 14, it said the Lord will choose Jacob again. And then it said the heathens and bring them to their place. They look that Lord stay where they're supposed to be on the bottom. Man, you going back to where you're supposed to be, man. We gonna be back on top. That's the place you can run back to. You know, once you come back to our land, you can go again. Right?
Mm-hmm. That's crazy. The heathen that's in our land right now, you're gonna be captives in the land. You see?
Hey, let the brother come out of man and carry you told me, bro.
You see what I'm saying?
Oh yeah, that was it. Well, I'm gonna finish it off, verse 22. It says, "Let all their wickedness come before thee, and do unto them as thou hast done unto me, for all my transgressions, for my sighs are many, and my heart is faint."
So the Lord is gonna do. You gotta say what I said.
Nah,
The Lord is gonna do what he did unto us, unto them, but don't. You go back to Joel. You got something to do.
So
37 and 9. But evildoers shall be cut off, but those that wait upon the Lord, they shall inherit the earth. For yet a little while, and the wicked shall not be. Yea, thou shalt diligently consider his place, and it shall not be. But the meek shall inherit the earth, and shall delight themselves in the abundance of peace. All right, so the meek shall inherit the earth, man, going into us, man. All right, we're going to inherit the earth, man, in a righteous order, man. All right, and you know, this damn devil, wicked, all right, he's going to be cut off. See, it says, the wicked plotted against the just, and gnashing upon him with his teeth. The Lord shall laugh at him, for he said that his day is coming. Right? So Esau in his mind think that his new world order, all right, is going to be established. All right, but as we go into Job, you know what I'm saying, all is going to come tonight. You know, when he was about to fill his belly, all right, you know, Most High's going to shut that down, man. All right, you see? So, hey, he is set up by the Most High. All right.
Hey, could you read that?
Psalms 37, 12.
This is Joel chapter 3 and verse 4. It says, Yea, and what have ye to do with me, O Tyre and Zidon, and all the coasts of Palestine?
Right, because the Mammonites, they had a hand in it too. They all get things back.
It reads, Will ye render me a recompense? And if ye recompense me, swiftly and speedily will I return your recompense upon your own head.
Right, these nations and Esau, they gonna get recompense. You see, because hey, when we was in rulership, everybody knew what's up. King David, right? Solomon, they knew what's up. Right? They were put into subjection. David beat them into subjection. All right, so they everybody wanted some get back. Keep going.
Verse 5, because ye have taken my silver and my gold, and have carried into your temples my goodly pleasant things.
Right, they done that multiple times. Yeah, Nebuchadnezzar, when Babylon had came and took us down, they took stuff out of the temple. Archetypus, Esau, they took stuff out of the temple. You see, but Nebuchadnezzar, they were so proud that they were eating with our things. They were having a feast. But that's when that writing on the wall came. It shit over.
Verse 6, the children also of Judah and the children of Jerusalem have ye sold unto the Grecians.
The Grecians, right? Because the original Grecians was Japheth. But Esau took them down, right? Esau took them down, and he took on the name of being Greeks, right? And Grecians. See, so they were referring to Esau here.
That ye might remove them far from their border.
Right, and we are far from our border. Look what we get, right? The other one's part of like Yahushua said.
Behold, I will.
You know what proved that's Esau? Because you said the Grecians was Japheth, right? At the time Japheth was the Grecians, we was in the Persian and Mede captivity. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So we didn't go on ships and be sold under Japheth, because we was in the Persian and Mede captivity at that time. The Grecians talking about is Esau Edom, the modern day Grecians, just so that couldn't be Japheth talking about right there,
Verse 7, it says, Behold, I will raise them out of their place, whither ye have sold them, and will return your recompense upon your own head.
So the Lord is going to take us up out of it. It's like you said, when we get taken up out of this place, then the destruction is going to come. So the Lord going to bring that recompense, that the missiles, right? Once they elect us up out of here, right? The Lord is going to show you, and he's going to recompense you and pay you back for everything that you fucking do.
And I will sell your sons and your daughters into the hand of the children of Judah, and they shall sell them to the Sabians, to a people far off.
So we gonna have his children in captivity. It's like we were slaves, right? We were slaves. They had us in subjection. We gonna do the same thing with their sons and their daughters, right? And and their women, right? We're gonna do this. We're gonna do the same thing, but in righteousness, right? Because Esau done some wicked shit. We're not gonna stoop to his level. We're gonna do everything in righteousness, right? Because we're gonna have spiritual power, so we're gonna be able to do things unto him that he ain't done unto us, right? Worse things, right? Make his fucking head explode. You see?
Verse 8, finishing off, it says, "For the Lord has spoken it." Verse 9, "Proclaim ye this among the Gentiles, prepare war, wake up the mighty men, let all the men of war draw near, let them come up."
Right, so it's like the brother said earlier, the Lord is a man of war. So it's like, all right, it's that time. It's that, now it's no longer a rumor of war. It's not a war about to happen, right? World War III, that third war, right? Which is gonna be, like they say, the water end all wars. Hey, and in a sense, it's true because it is gonna be the water end all wars because your house shall go back. And what it say, Isaiah the 2nd chapter, that hey, once we back in rulership, the nation shall not learn war no more. All right, so it is gonna be the water end all wars. Right? Because it ain't gonna be no more war after that.
Right.
Yeah,
It also proves that those imposters are not those, saying real chosen people.
Yeah, you got people shooting missiles at them. Because also gonna say, hey, you supposed to be the chosen and the righteous people. All nations supposed to flow unto you. That ain't happening. Nobody want to be like you, right? They don't even following the scriptures. They into the Talmud and whatever the other books called, bro. See, keep continue up.
Joel 3:10, beat your plowshares into swords and your pruning hooks into spears.
Right, it ain't about building up like that's agriculture tools. It ain't about building up the community or worried about, the society, this and that. We finna go to war, right? We not putting money into our own shit right now. We finna put all our money and all our strength and our power into war. Okay? These different nations are gonna get tired of Esau. This nigga said he keep it not at home. You want to be in everybody's business, bro, trying to regulate what they got going on. Right? You get mad at people, they don't want to use your dollar. Right? Bro, who the fuck do you think you are, bro? That's why these different nations, they got missiles. Right? They say they not afraid of them. Right? So we say I'm strong. That's the next. That's it.
It says, "Let the weak say, I am strong."
All right, I got a missile too, man. What's up?
And mine better than yours.
Hey, even though America might have more missiles than these little small nations, it don't matter. They still have a nuclear missile. So you ain't just gonna bully them. You see?
It's like America came out with that missile. They was bragging on it. It was called Moab, the mother of all bombs. Russia back door, they say, y'all got the mother of all bombs. We got Moab. We got the father of all bombs. Way greater than that shit, too. Because ain't nobody fucking with Russia when it comes to missiles. Russia got more, and they shit way better.
Mm-hmm.
Continue on.
Yeah, cause it's on a evil playing field, and you ain't the only one with these weapons. So you gonna have to tread carefully. But the Lord gonna make everything happen to where these missiles gonna get shot over you regardless of what you try to do and say.
"Assemble yourselves and come, all ye heathen, and gather yourselves together round about. Thither cause thy mighty ones to come down, O Lord."
Right, the angels gonna get involved. So this ain't just about regular war. Yeah, World War I, World War II. Yeah, these was major wars. Right, but now, hey, you gonna have an unexpected opponent around. Opponents. You see? Yahweh Shah and the angels, the heavenly hosts. This is what you're gonna have to deal with. And you ain't got nothing on this planet Earth to do with them. That's why they're gonna try to team up. It said the Lord shall come with power and with great glory. So the way that the Lord gonna be flexing when he come back. They're like, oh shit. We have to do something about this. We gotta come together and forget our differences. Let's face that. It ain't gonna be no fucking Independence Day. Ain't gonna be no. You ain't gonna have no Will Smith. Right? You're not gonna be able to call the Avengers. Right? There's nothing. You're not gonna hijack the chariot. You hop on it, you program it, and you know the chariot doing what you want to do. Man, that shit weak as fuck. Nah,
Black Panther.
yeah, that's not happening. It says when it says that America will be thrown down in an hour, that's exactly what's gonna happen.
Verse 12, let the heathen be weakened and come, wakened, water. Let the heathen be wakened and come up to the valley of Yehoshaphat, for there will I sit to judge all the heathen round about.
Right, yeah. The Most High, like, I got something for y'all else. Put it in your minds. Come over here and let's go to war. All right, let's do it. But then I'm gonna bring you here just so I can judge you. You see?
Verse 13, put ye in the sickle, for the harvest is ripe. Come, get up, get you down.
Right, it's time for judgment. Put ye in that sickle. The harvest is ripe. It's time to slaughter. You see? It's like the sickle. Like you got the Grim Reaper.
Had a dude just
Yeah,
pass with
he
that
had
shit.
it.
He literally just had a big one. You see that?
Yeah. Hey, Yahweh Shah go show that you tell, right? Because you got the Most High, he called Al-Shadia, right? A demon-like terrible power. And it says Yahweh Shah is the image of his father, he's just like his father. So Yahweh Shah is gonna express that. Yahweh Shah gonna show you. You see, the Most High gonna use his son, right, to show you that power. You see, hey, because you had people that was hey, because the Lord gonna unleash demons on this place too. Hey, you gonna have the Lord gonna have the whole host down here, man. Hey, and these people, hey, they not gonna be able to deal with that. You had righteous angels that when people see, they tremble. Right. So what about when you see an actual demon, the left hand? The left hand, right? More terrible. Yeah, bro.
It says, for the press is full, the fats overflow, for their wickedness is great. Multitudes. In the valley of decision, for the day of the Lord is near in the valley of decision.
Right, multitudes. Millions of people over there. People getting drafted from over here. All of that. Women. You got all of them over there. Multitudes over there. That's why, hey, 2 13, it was a innumerable multitude that was turned into dust. We can get that to the truth. That's right.
You got family members in the military.
Okay,
You slaughter.
you go ahead and read that.
You gonna be the first one to do it. The Lord will kill you, man.
You want to read it?
This is 2nd Ezra 13:1. And it came to pass after 7 days, I dreamed a dream by night, and lo, there arose a wind from the sea, that it moved all the waves thereof. And I beheld, and lo, that man waxed strong with the thousands of heaven.
Right, said that man waxed strong with the thousands of heaven. Now, what are they talking about? That's talking about the Lord, whom the world calls Jesus Christ, which his name is Yahweh Shah. Right? The second coming will happen. Or whether any one of y'all people out there that's listening to that, whether you believe it or not, the Lord is going to make a return. This is what he looked like. This is a true image. All right? The scriptures plainly go into this and describe it. All right? This is the man that's going to return, so-called black man, whom it is our Lord, right? Who is an Israelite, which we are the true people, right? Whom you put in slavery, the so-called white man, right? All of them, you see, you're going to have to pay for that, right? And you're going to tremble once you see this man, right? All right? Keep going up.
And when he turned his countenance to look, all the things trembled that were seen under him.
You're going to tremble, all right? You gonna know what your power is.
And whensoever the voice went out his mouth, all they burnt that heard his voice.
Because they got all these so-called, right, UFO sighters. You got the UFOs, which are the chariots of Israel, right? This is what the angels are riding. You got angels inside of you. You don't have little green men up in there. This is what you saw teach you in this school, the so-called white man. ET. They want you to believe all this crazy shit. No, those are the angels in there. Right? And this is what they coming back in, right? To destroy it. Because America lets you do whatever you want to do. You can be whatever you want to be without no consequences. There ain't no way to live. Right? You talk about filthy places this. You see? They got the women over men. You see? Yahweh Shah is coming to put things in their rightful order. See?
I gotta quick back you up about the chariots. The angels on the chariots. This is Psalms chapter 68 and verse 17. The chariots of the Most High are 20,000, even thousands of angels. The Lord is among them, as in Sinai in the holy place.
Right. Great. The Lord, he got his angels up in these chariots. These are the heavenly vehicles. But Esau cannot touch. He cannot create. He's not gonna be able to battle. In 2 13, he's gonna go into that.
This is 2 13 and 4. And whensoever the voice went out his mouth, all that burned that heard his voice,
Right.
like as the earth fell it when it filleth the fire.
So you'll watch movies to where you see these laser beams getting shot out. Right? That's what that's going into right there. Those chariots is coming back in to destroy America, destroy the wicked, right? And also the fire is gonna be used as those missiles. You see, and we're gonna rejoice when it happens. When we see the so-called white man fall. This is what we waiting on. You see, and we ain't got too long to be waiting. Right? Because the angels are here. It's like you was going to out here, the angels come in and they came in to see ancient Sodom and Gomorrah to what was going on. Right? But then the destruction came shortly after.
This is 2 Ezra 13 and 5. And after this I beheld, lo, there was gathered together a multitude of men out of number from the four winds of the heaven to subdue the man that came out of the sea.
Right. So it said it was a man. Let this You don't have, like I said, you're gonna have these different nations that see the Lord return. They're like, all right, we gotta team up now. Right? We have to team up. All these different armies that's gonna go to war on World War III, because World War III what happened. Right. But the Lord's gonna return during World War III. And they're gonna try to team up. They put it in their movies on what they try to do. Like I said, Independence Day, you got War of the World.
That's what the program.
Yeah.
The least know, they know. It's just the low level either way don't know what's going on.
But they put in the movies that they win.
Yeah.
They overcome. That's not happening. That's not how it's written in the scripture. That's not happening. America will fall. Right. Hey, it gotta fall. Look how the so-called white man is running this place. Right. You see? You can be anything that you want to be. You can like what you want to like. Wickedness. Yeah. And wickedness, the law is not established. You see? You can't have no kids in this society. Because they're gonna pollute their minds.
Right, they gonna tell them that you ain't gotta choose a gender.
Like what type of shit is that?
You could be a them and they. See, what the fuck?
You can be a fucking elf. I'm like, you have your son come home. I want to be an elf. I'm an elf. You got to deal with this shit.
And if you say no, now you gonna be in trouble. You gonna be on the news. Charges gonna be pressed against you.
Right.
Fucking confusion.
This is
What if this generation have children and they grow up? What that's gonna look like? And one, the economy already fucked up. It can't bounce back. It's clear this place about to fall. Come on, man, you got it out.
This is why the destruction needs to come. The destruction means salvation from this bullshit.
Right.
This is 2 Ezra 13 and 6. But I beheld, and lo, he had graven himself a great mountain and flew up upon it.
Mm-hmm.
But I would have seen the region or place whereof the hill was graven.
Right, he said that Yahweh Shah graved him a great mountain and flew up upon it. All right? So the mountain is referring to the chair Yahweh Shah gonna be on. But have you ever seen, know how big a mountain is compared to us. Yeah, I said Yahweh Shai will be flying upon it. He called it a mountain, but he said, hey, look, I know it's not a mountain. Because look, I would have seen where he got it from. Look how big it is. I would have seen where he got it from.
Take days to travel over a mountain.
Yeah. So Yahweh, when he say Yahweh Shai coming in great power and glory, in great glory, he's coming. No.
This is 2 Ezra 13:7. But I would have seen the region or place whereof the hill was graven, and I could not.
Yeah, I would have seen that. So that ain't what that is.
Which that mountain, that's that same stone that Nebuchadnezzar seen hit the feet and the toes. Because remember, it said it was that stone he seen said it was cut out without hands. Like he said, you know what I mean?
Right.
It says,
That's
this is
right.
2 Ezra 13:8. And after this I beheld, and lo, all they which were gathered together to subdue him were sore afraid, and yet durst fight.
Right. So they're gonna be afraid. They're gonna be afraid when they see the Lord come. That's why they're gonna have to team up. The fear of the Lord is gonna be in their hearts. And he ain't even done nothing yet. He ain't did nothing. You ain't seen nothing yet. All right? But they like, now we gotta team up and do something. They was afraid, but the Lord made them fight. They didn't want to fight, but the Lord made them. Just like with Pharaoh. He wanted to let us go. Please get out. Nah, y'all stand. See? The Lord kept toying with his mind.
And so it's the Most High.
So yeah, the Lord, it's imagine the Lord, hey, Isaiah 34 says that he shall lead them unto the slaughter. Yahweh Shai, he's coming to slaughter.
Man.
He said, you shall not meet me, he shall not meet thee as a man. So the Lord is gonna put it in your minds to go towards the Yahweh Shai and fight.
You might be your fighter jet trying to turn around and he gravitational pull your ass like, come here,
It's coming.
come here, like what's what Mortal Kombat? Get over here, you know? Straight up.
There's nothing you can do. If you over there and the valley of decision, Jehoshaphat, you are done. You see, you are done. Because you went over there to fight for this man. You are done. Because you got a lot of our people that believe in this place. Who shall make war with the beast? Right? Their minds are too wrapped into this place, but we gonna overcome.
Right. All them niggas,
I would say you ain't overcoming nothing.
all them niggas who went in the army just to get
Camaros and shit.
Camaros, the benefits. You don't even know, nigga, you got up there to fight the Lord. Think about that, man.
The King of Kings, Lord of Lords.
Come on, and the best way to like it, what Ezra's talking about. I know brothers watched wrestling before. Brothers like they ain't never watched wrestling.
I used to know that shit.
I know you had the Rey Mysterio mask. I know you did. Don't lie. But now look, I know the Royal Rumble when everybody in there fighting, right? Then all of a sudden you hear Stone Cold, his theme, he come up there. Everybody stop and look at him. When he get in the ring, everybody fight him. That's exactly what Ezra seen. The Lord, they had in World War III. The Lord, him and the angels just making an appearance, and it's like, what the fuck? They telling you, bro, that's how it's gonna be. Come on, bro. We know who's gonna win World War III. The Lord gonna win it. The Israelites gonna win it. We know this. We reading it.
Yeah, you go on.
This is 2 Ezra 13:9. And lo, as he saw the violence of the multitude that came, he neither lifted up his hand nor held sword,
Right.
nor any instrument of war.
So the Lord, when these different armies try to fight the Lord when he returns, right? Yahweh Shai when the world called Jesus Christ. He gonna see them coming toward him trying to fight him, but he ain't gonna have no sword. He ain't gonna need no gun or nothing like that. It's gonna tell you what he gonna do to him.
Isaiah 47.
God.
Yeah.
This is 2 Ezra 13:10. But only I saw that he sent out his mouth as it had been a blast of fire, and out of his lips a flaming breath, and out of his tongue he cast out sparks and
It's
tempests.
talking about, like I said, those lasers are 8. Because you got these so-called UFO sightings, right? They not doing nothing right now, right? Like I said earlier, they are not aliens. See, the scriptures go into what these are. Many prophets describe what these are.
Right.
The prophets is the chariots of the Lord. So they're gonna shoot out those concentrated fire and laser beams, you see, and people are gonna be terrified that it's meant for the destruction of the wicked. All right.
And why you think the army came out with all the evidence of the the
Right.
chariots.
Declassified.
They declassified because they couldn't keep it from the public no more. They were just manifesting. So they had to come out and tell the truth a little bit because they not telling you it is the chariots of Israel.
All right, why you think they started a space force? For
Right.
what? Oh, you know what's spiritual? Because you know in Revelation 12 it says that the dragon fought his angels.
That's why we yeah.
Oh,
That's a spirit because, and it said they go fight against Michael. They ain't talking about a literal dragon fighting against angels.
No.
That's gonna be the militaries of the earth, beginning with NATO in America. That's those fighter jets. They're gonna be fighting against the Lord and the chariots. Go ahead.
Now I'm gonna say they say war in heaven, but you leave it up to these Christians and these people, they thinking it's war up in the spiritual realm with the Most
Nah,
High.
that's gonna be in our atmosphere.
No, dummy, it's not talking about that.
Right.
That's why these people, you gotta have the right men set up to teach you the actual truth, and they're not gonna come into in the form of Joel Osteen or TD Jakes. They in it for the money. These are millionaires.
Right.
Right.
But I was gonna say, because you know, in the scripture says the dragon fought against Michael and the angels.
Yeah.
In the Space Force, one of the branches of the Space Force, one of the first ones is called the Dragon. You can't make it up. This was written thousands of years ago, and you still call it the Dragon? You can't make it up, bro.
Right.
You can't make it up.
It's all for the pops.
Can't make it up.
Second Ezra 13 and 11. And they were all mixed together, the blast of fire, the flaming breath, and the great tempest. It fell with violence upon the multitude.
There were violence upon the multitude. So this is how the Lord is gonna attack them. What's gonna happen after he attacks them?
which was prepared to fight and burnt them up every one. So that upon a sudden of an innumerable multitude, nothing was to be perceived, but only dust and smell of smoke. When I saw this, I was afraid.
So the Lord turned them into dust and the smell of smoke. It said he turned them into dust. And all he could, the elder said all he could smell was smoke. This is coming out of the Bible. Right? The Lord is going to obliterate them, man. Destroy them. It ain't going to be no fight. This is what's going to happen. You get that
Revelation 12.
Yeah, we got that right.
Niggas ready for Jesus to come back though.
Yeah,
This Jesus coming. Like y'all, you know what y'all call him. He ain't coming playing with Tessie Rose, you know,
bro.
shit like that.
Matthew 10:34 he says, I come not to send peace, but a sword. People always talking about, oh, the rapture, this, and that. You don't understand what that's talking about. But when that actually happens, you're going to see a lot of death and destruction going on. Right? And you got Christians think, oh, yeah, I'm going to be up there, you know, doing the rapture. He going to come save all the Christians. That shit not going to happen. How you got to figure it out in your head. Right? They automatically think. Basically what they saying is they was what? That's what they said.
Who they not followers of the true Mashiach?
Revelation chapter 12 and verse 7. And there was war in heaven. Michael and his angels fought against the dragon. And the dragon fought in his angels.
So they say that a Christian will break this down and say, oh, that's going on in actual evidence in the Most High. You got Satan on this side, and you got the angels on this side and fighting. No. War in heaven. It's talking about here. The heaven, when the Lord created the heavens in Genesis, we say create the heavens, he was talking about this atmosphere right here. So this atmosphere is also called heaven. Right? This is our heaven. You have the first heaven, which is this. The second heaven is outer space. Right? And the third heaven is the spiritual realm. Right? But it's talking about war down here. Between, we read that again up.
Revelation chapter 12 and 7. And there was war in heaven. Michael and his angels fought against the dragon, and the dragon fought in his angels.
So they say Satan and the angels, which really is Satan physical counterpart, which is the so-called white man, right? This man, if you were to say, all right, which races of people fulfill being Satan, right, or being the most demonic, right? Would it not be the so-called white people? Look what they did to us in slavery. Look what they continue to do to us, right? These people are wicked, right? And the Lord created him to be this way.
Can I bring it out real quick? Because it said the dragon. Now this on SpaceX, spaceforce.com. You see it. It says the dragon sending humans and cargo into space.
We can end off on that too.
Okay, kind. That's what it say. It's just quick, just to show you it's called a dragon. In 2020, that's when the Space Force started. SpaceX returned America's ability to fly astronauts to and fro to and from the International Space Station on American vehicles for the first time. In addition to flying astronauts to space, SpaceX Dragon spacecraft can also carry commercial astronauts to Earth's orbit and to the ISS and beyond. So it's called the Dragon, man. Even Draco. Yeah. You know? But that's in the scriptures. You gotta know.
All right, come on. So yeah, bro, the war in heaven gonna take place, and this place is gonna be destroyed. Esau and his army gonna be destroyed. That's gonna be the end of that, and it's gonna be salvation for the elect. So with that, you know, we give all praise, honor, and glory unto
Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushua, Ba'ashem, Kakodash.
double honor to the apostles, the elders of the great millstone. Peace, say to the elect. You know, to the believers out there, you know, keep doing what you're doing and endure to the end. Shalom.
Shalom.